Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Gravity Well Theatre presents Impossible Landscapes, The Night Floors, Session 6. Dun dun dun. This is maybe going to be the last session of the Night Floors, which is the first chapter of the campaign, depending on what you do, so we'll sort of see how it plays out. Last time around, our agents still on Operation Alice, investigating the disappearance of an artist in New York City by the name of Abigail Wright, who lives in an apartment building with 3 floors during the day and an unknown amount of floors during the night. They try to set fire to it, and Macintosh nearly died in the fire and got rushed to hospital, and in Bellevue Hospital in New York, found that she'd been assigned the wrong medical file. It was instead for a person called Gary Topchuk from like the 1950s. Agent Marble ran into a man who identified himself as Leland Fuller, who said he was a patient at Bellevue and tried to, get past Agent Marble a mysterious note in his own handwriting, telling him that he needs to take out his nan before she gets involved. Rather unsettling. And then, possibly foolishly, the agents decided to reconvene back at the McAllister building to enter the night floors and somehow end this once and for all. And you saw more creepy stuff in the night floors. You all saw slightly less creepy, the friendly-looking dog, but this time not invisible to anyone. Agent Marble found a book of vintage pornography, which included a photograph of his nan.
Don't remind me.
Black and white photos from maybe 20s to 40s, somewhere in that area. You met the night manager of the McAllister building, Henry de Calvados Castaigne, who you intimidated a fair bit and got him to lead you to the room of Mr. Linz, who is an author who's apparently friends with Roger Caroon, one of the tenants of the McAllister building, who seems to have fled up here. In this author's room, you found a gramophone that was playing a spooky song about whatever happened to Abby. Which seemed very apt, given why you're here. You typed up on the typewriter in the author's room instructions on how you were going to find basically a transcript of a play on you finding Abigail's room, and you tried to go there again, and you found the painting that is in front of where the door of her new room should be. This time you're able to take it off the wall, and you found a note in red ballpoint pen on the wallpaper that said Alice before Abigail. You then decided to try and leave the night floors, went back to the smoking lounge. On the way, you ran into a man called David Langford, who was really sort of emaciated and crazed looking. And it turns out he was like a cable repair guy that got stuck up here. And you agreed to take him out. You went downstairs into the smoking lounge, found Mark Rourke again, and immediately things got heated there. I didn't mention it at the time because I forgot about his existence, but at that point David Langford would have immediately fled out of the room, so he's run out back into the McAllister building, presumably.
I like to think we would have pointed him to the door, like, there's the door, get the hell out.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. There's no way he would have followed you back into the nightmare. You had a back and forth fight with Mark Rourke. He disappeared after like slamming the door on Marble, I think. Then he decided to go back into the night floors with the aim of going as high as you can back to up to the top floor, where apparently there's a party being held. Mustache saw a young woman pushing a gurney with his brother's body on, and you followed her, and just in time to see her go into a set of double doors, like doors of a hospital. You reaching them, they were locked, and you started trying to talk to her through the door, and she talked to you through the intercom and said that she couldn't find a button or a way of releasing the lock, so she was just going to go and find Gail to get a key card to open the door, let you in, and then she disappeared and didn't come back at all. And then you climbed up into the McAllister building. You went through a strange corporate cinema, playing some kind of like IT industry blurb, like some kind of seminar of some kind, where Macintosh found a key card that had the logo of the company that her husband works for. And going through there, eventually made your way up several staircases and into a grand ballroom where there were marionettes all dressed in resplendent finery dancing to music playing from like within the ballroom, doing slow dances and with strings going up from each of them into the ceiling. This sort of mock-up of a party matched one that Agent Marble had seen in a vision that he experienced after eating some kind of weird gelatin snack with a golden bug inside it, where he saw himself clamber out of a cavern holding a bottle and then making his way through a city to a grand palace and entering into a ballroom such as this, where he saw a figure who he believed to be Abigail Wright, wearing a glamorous blue dress and a cat mask.
Mm-hmm.
This ballroom is mocked up exactly the same, apart from there's no marionette representing Abigail.
Okay.
And the last thing that happened was that you decided you were going to move on, and Agent Marble was just about to open one of the 5 doors in this ballroom.
Yes.
So Marble, can you recall where you were intending to go? What are you
I
looking
seem to
for?
remember it was the first door on the left. I think that's what we
Yes.
decided on.
That's right.
And I think that we were all going as a trio.
Yes, we were trying to
into
stay
each door.
together as much as possible.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
I'd like to touch the door handle first. I don't want to open it just yet. I want to get a sense of how, like, the temperature of it.
Everything feels normal with the handle. It's very ornate. It's that sort of pearl material that you get on really expensive old-time doors. Very grand.
Lovely. I'll push it open then. If I don't feel
Okay.
anything weird.
Push open the door. Where are you trying to get to? Are you still looking for the party, or is there anything that you're thinking of in particular?
What am I thinking of at the moment? I guess I'm looking for Abigail Wright.
Looking for Abigail. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you please roll a sanity check?
Yeah.
Okay. So you open this grand ballroom door, and on the other side, there is a relatively large room by like house standards, but having just come from a gigantic grand ballroom, this is kind of underwhelming. But you seem to open the door to a bathroom. The first thing that's remarkable about this bathroom is there's just a horrible stench coming from this room. It's really chemically, but also like something's rotten, but the scent of the rot is covered by just lots of different chemicals.
Oh. Anyone else smelling that? It smells awful.
Yeah, it does. Oh,
You want to skip this room, or... Want to push on?
I don't know if
As
I
you
could go in there. I kind of want to. I feel like I'm a vomit. Ugh.
I'm not feeling too great myself. Ooh. I
The
peeked
doorway
my
was
head
a
in.
little bit... You can peek your head in, certainly. The doorway itself was a little bit difficult to open. It did open, but there was some resistance. And as you peek your head in, you look down, you see that there's a thick blue towel was jammed underneath the bottom of the door on the other side. It was
Oh.
sort of pushed aside with relative ease, but there was some give to it.
Hmm.
And yeah, it seems to be the bathroom of what you'd consider sort of a upper middle class suburban house. There is a fan running at the top of the room, which isn't doing really that much to help with the smell.
Mhm.
And lights are on. There is a bathtub that is nearly filled to the brim with reddish brown murky water. And just above the sink there's a very large horizontal mirror that seems to have like smudge marks on it.
Oh. I push in and like cover my mouth with my handkerchief. And just have a little look to see if I can find something to poke in the bath. Like a
Yeah.
stick or like a broom handle, that sort of thing.
Okay. Something, whatever would make sense, I guess. Maybe like there's a mop in the side cupboard or
Yeah,
something.
or like a lamp that I can kind of de-shell in a
lamp?
way.
Clothes
Yeah, I know
brush.
that was a strange thing to think of.
Don't go dipping
It's-
lamps in baths.
Yeah. I was thinking one of them like long Art Deco ones that I could just use the center tube for or something.
The sort of
but
bendy
yeah.
lamps. It's still not a good idea.
No, anything will work as long as it's like
It's not electrical.
yes. Okay, then I'll look for a mop and I'll just kind of. Oh, this bath is filled with strange liquid. I don't like that at all, but feels as
poke
though
in
it's worth
whatever you
poking.
got. It doesn't seem like you're poking anything solid in there, but it's like if you were pushing it down into the bottom of a canal. So it's just coloured water in the top sort of 2/3, and then you're entering sort of silty kind of sludge kind of consistency at the bottom of the bath.
And you're like kicking up silt every time I knock the bottom of it.
Yeah, only you don't reckon it's silt.
Yeah, silt. That's what we'll call it for now.
I'm just
This doesn't
standing at
look
the
good.
door. You find anything in there?
Yeah. There's a bath in here. Oh, I might need
There's,
someone who's any good with like I don't know, forensics. Is this a body?
You got me, man.
I would've-
Computers are my thing.
I would have followed you in.
Cool.
What else is there like a sink and a mirror or any kind of storage? Or is it just this
yeah, there's a sink and a mirror, and there's cupboards either side of the mirror, one of which has been opened, and that's where Marble took the mop from.
I'll just gonna do like a general search, maybe.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, the most remarkable things, searching the room, you're obviously looking at the bathtub. Your forensics is high enough to recognize someone there's been a body in this bath. You'd have to drain it to see exactly what the state of that body might be. But yeah, something or someone
Watch out,
has died in
Marble.
this bath.
I'll like roll up my sleeve. I'll go
No,
and plunge
don't
my
do it.
hand into the water to find the drain. Try to plug it, pull it.
Yeah, it's really not pleasant, but this is, it's your job to a certain degree. I mean, I know you do white collar work, but you probably had an entry into in through some
Marble
this kind of
stumbles
stuff.
out of the room, dropping the mop.
Oh, that's nasty.
And you pull the plug, and it starts to make a gurgling noise and begins to slowly drain. It's clearly quite clogged up, but it is ever so slowly going down, and you recognise the telltale death stains, as they're so called by forensicians, on the sides of the tub, suggesting that a person has died and rotted. You're also seeing the smell you recognise, and looking at, there's a bunch of discarded chemical bottles around in the room as well, and looking at them, they seem like household kind of heavy-duty chemicals, but they're the kind of things that you would use in great quantities to dissolve a body.
No personal belongings.
All the personal belongings in the room relate to it being a bathroom, so you're finding like soap and things, but
I would have used
Once-
the sink to like wash myself while it was draining, and maybe like stared in the mirror for a few minutes, like till it was done. Just like stared at myself the whole time.
yeah, absolutely.
Feeling
Make
like
an
insanity. Oh.
make an intelligence ×5 test as well as you do so.
Did you say that there was some form of smudges on the mirror?
Yeah. You can see that the smudge in the mirror, as if someone had just run their finger in a certain pattern across the mirror. So there's like, yeah, sweat smudges.
Right.
But they're in the shape of this symbol that you keep seeing. This one in the center of the evidence board. The other thing that
Quite
you
keep on.
notice, which is remarkable, is looking at the reflection of yourself, and then it's like quite a long horizontal mirror, so you can see all the rest of the room in it. You look to the reflection of Marble, who's sort of just at the sort of doorway of the room, and it's a marionette dressed as Marble.
I take the butt of my gun, which has been in my hand this whole time, and I shatter the mirror with it.
And I'm still
Okay.
standing there at the door like, whoa, what the hell, man? You okay there?
Marble jumps, but like almost to a comical level.
Your gun, the mirror doesn't smash as you try to get it into it. It sort of ripples as if there's some kind of like treacle consistency substance making up the mirror. And can everyone roll sanity?
Am I able to touch the mirror if I put my hand on it? It just is it flat surface.
Ooh, I failed.
Critical success.
Nice.
Rarity for me.
Mm.
Especially with sanity checks.
With sanity in particular, yeah.
Okay, so this is very unsettling to see, and then you draw back your gun and you move to put your palm on the glass, and yeah, it's the same kind of sensation. It's not wet or anything, but it feels malleable, and it sort of slightly ripples. It's like touching a hybrid of clay and soft ice.
I just like I'll go look at the body. I'm assuming
by this time-
realizing, like, can't really tell anything about it.
Looking back to the bath, it's mostly drained, and there's not really a body as much as there is sludge at the bottom of this bathtub. Your forensics is high enough to realize that the chemicals that you used wouldn't be able to completely get rid of a body. You should be left with a skeleton, effectively, or a skeleton-shaped ooze. So someone must have disposed of a body.
I'd like to look through the mirror at the bath. Is there anything that changes?
The one thing that you notice that changes is that you're looking at the mirror, and Agent Mustache seems to be a marionette.
Oh, I turn to face him, and I assume he looks like he does, right?
You turn to face him from the mirror to him, and
Yeah.
he does look like a marionette now. Can you
Well,
roll
like-
a sanity check?
Oh, shouldn't have asked.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah, suddenly you are faced with a marionette version of Mustache. He is moving, or this marionette is moving in whatever fashion Agent Mustache is moving, but you can't hear anything that he might be saying past this point.
Well, after Mustache tried to smash the mirror with his gun and it didn't happen, I'm gonna go walk up and poke the mirror. Like, what the hell is this?
Okay. You poke the mirror, and suddenly it feels like there's a grabbing sensation, and your hand might be getting drawn in. Roll strength times 5.
Strength. I want to see it.
With me. Oh. Okay. Yes, there's some kind of sensation, something grabs your finger and like pulls part of your hand in, and then you try and tug back, but it feels like there's something clamps right around your wrist, and suddenly you're tugged halfway through into the mirror, and you can see suddenly you're dragged into an identical copy of the room that you're in, but two marionettes dressed up to look like Marble and a Mustache are grabbing you and pulling you through the mirror into this secondary room.
We see her being pulled into the mirror.
You do, yes.
wanna
But
try to
you're
grab
also
hold of her.
you're also now seeing Marble as a marionette as well as you turn to look at what's going on.
Oh, with
I'll try to
being.
grab Macintosh.
Go ahead.
And Marble, what are you going to do?
I feel like when Macintosh was doing the poking of the mirror, I was like moving my hand above Mustache to see if I could touch the strings attached to him, to the marionette doll. And
Yeah,
then
you feel the sensation of strings on your fingers. They seem to be there.
Oh. And then I turn around and I'll also grab an ally, what I assume is my ally, and attempt to pull them out. Yeah.
You both can roll strength times 5. Yeah.
No.
Some help you guys are.
I'm not a
Macintosh, you
strong
find
boy.
yourself tumbling forward outside of the grasp. You feel the sensation of more hands behind you, but you're tugged forward into this other room, fall against the tiles on the floor, and yeah, you are on the floor between these two marionettes.
Seeing these marionettes and the fact that they just pulled me through a mirror, I'm going to draw my gun, but I'm not going to shoot at them because I'm having this internal dilemma. If I shoot them, what happens to my partners on the other side? So I'm just freaking the hell out, kind of scooched myself back up against the wall.
Absolutely. I think it's going to need another sanity test as well.
When she went through the mirror, did another version of her come through onto our side?
Nope. The Macintosh, you keep it together, so you have sort of the wherewithal to grab your gun and you stand and aim it at both of these things. At this stage, they're just standing. In fact, they're not even standing still. They very slowly they lower their arms and their heads, and they seem to go into a kind of resting inactive position.
Okay. And still keeping my gun and my eyes on them, I'm kind of try to reach back and touch the mirror again to see if I can go back through, because the heck with this.
And you are dismayed to find that the mirror is completely solid and normal. And you just feel the cold sensation of putting your palm against a mirror.
Shit.
Do we see any of this happening?
No, your reflection in the mirror, you can only, you're only seeing yourself as a person, and so you see Mustache as a marionette, both in the mirror and in reality, and vice versa for Mustache.
And if I look down at my arms, they're normal arms.
Yes.
Okay. Can I talk to Mustache? Is that possible?
What
I know
do
you
you
said
say?
earlier that I couldn't. What was that, sorry?
What do you say?
Oh, what the hell is going on?
The
That's what I
Mustache,
was
to
trying
your
to say.
eyes, you can't hear anything, but this marionette, looking like marble, rattles and moves its head as if it's talking.
And arms are very, like, exasperated movements from the arms as well.
Yeah.
I'm shouting like, what do we do now? And it's just click, 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 click.
Yep.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. And I touch the glass.
Yeah, you touch the glass, and it makes a rippling sensation and it feels semi-liquidy. Mustache, you can just see this thing tapping against solid glass.
I run out of the room.
You run out of the room. Marble, to your eyes, you see the Mustache marionette run towards the doorway. As soon as it hits the threshold of the door, it goes completely limp. And you
Oh.
don't see anything into the ballroom.
Can I put my hand through the glass of the mirror?
You do, yeah. Your arm goes through into this. It feels very strange, like you're putting
Do
your
I
hand into
feel
like
anything? Oh no, go on, sorry.
it's like you're putting your hand into ice. More the sensation than the temperature. It's quite cold, but
I guess I'll whip my hand back out then, because that doesn't feel very nice.
okay.
And I shout, Macintosh, if you can hear me, we'll find you. Hopefully. And then I charge out of the room.
Okay, you charge out into an empty ballroom, apart from all these marionettes that were dancing, but they're now all stock still down in this sort of neutral position, heads down, arms down, like whatever puppeteer was controlling them has dropped the strings.
And Mustache is nowhere to be seen.
And Mustache is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Well, I guess
So-
that sticking together didn't work out too well.
Seemingly not. Let's stick with Macintosh for the time being. You've got to your feet, you're aiming your guns at these marionettes. They're completely still when you're in the foul-smelling bathroom. The mirror image version of it.
I'm gonna, still keeping my face towards them, I'm gonna walk out of bathroom. And as I'm exiting, I'm gonna pull the door shut behind me.
You exit into the ballroom. It is a mirror image version of the ballroom. Everything is in the opposite position. You close the door behind you. Ballroom is still full of these marionettes, similar to how Marble must have seen it. They're all now downwards in a neutral position. But there's no Mustache and there's no Marble.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna look for another door, maybe the door we came in. Try to
Okay.
Trace back.
So you head to the double doors that are the entryway to the ballroom. They're probably, yeah, they closed as you entered the first time around. So your intention is to retrace the route that you took to get here?
Yeah.
Okay. Please roll a sanity check. Okay. You open these doors and you're dismayed but unsurprised to see that there is a different looking hotel corridor leading out from this ballroom with this time it looks like sort of 1950s era maybe decorations. It's sort of a charcoal colour with the occasional black stripe.
I'm just gonna grumble to myself. I hate this damn place. I'll be glad when we get the hell out of here and done with this. So I'm gonna look around and um, is it just a straight hall or what does the area look like?
It's just a straight hallway. You can't really even see the end of it, but there's doors interspersed on each side.
Okay. I'm gonna walk down to the first door and try to open the one on the left and try to open it.
Okay, you go to the first door on the left, open it up. It's like polished dark wood and has the number 66 on it. And you open the doorway and there is a rather large dark room beyond. But there is a slight light coming from the glow of a computer screen on the far side of the room. And as your eyes adjust to the light, you can see that there's surrounding the exterior, well, the surrounding the exterior of the room are desks, each with a computer on. Looks like there's maybe like 30 computers surrounding this room. There are a couple of desks in the middle of the room, one of which has a stack of books on.
Okay. So despite not wanting to do it, still got my gun drawn but not pointing at anything, just kind of ready. I'm gonna enter the room and go to the computer that's on. 'Cause that's
Okay.
bizarre in a 1950s looking room.
Well, it's more that the corridor is 1950s
Or
looking.
the corridor, yeah.
Now that you're entering into this room and looking around, it looks like some kind of classroom, but with like a lot of computers for a classroom. It's kind of odd. Like maybe this is like a night school for IT or something. The other thing you notice is just to the right of the door as you've entered, there is a whiteboard and a desk with a chair behind it. On the whiteboard is written Mr. Erase.
Mr. Erase?
O-R-A-I-S. Erase.
O-R-A-I-S.
Yes. And approaching the computer with the computer that's on, you can see being displayed, there's a desktop wallpaper of a very pleasant looking like bright green field with a picturesque blue cloudy sky behind it, and there's some kind of application open called MSN Messenger with quite a swish looking interface.
It's a blast from the past.
Well, not for 95.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say
true.
not for 95.
But yeah, here's the screen as it's displaying.
Well, Doran, don't make me bust out my jujitsu. So I'm gonna look at this and, well, guess it doesn't hurt to see what's going on with here. So next, I'm gonna try to type in that window, like hello, and click the send button.
So as soon as you touch the mouse, the screen makes a ding-a-ling-a-ling and kind of shakes, and text starts appearing on the screen anyway. And one message after the other, this conversation appears.
There's no escape from this lethal chamber. It's just an exit. You can only use it once. Okay. So I'm gonna try to type again. See. What do you?
Yeah. So it now lets you type in the type box.
I'm gonna. Well, where is this exit?
And your message posts, and then you see a typing. It says Captain Sunshine is typing at the bottom. Can you also roll an intelligence times 5 test? You also notice as this message is about to appear that the last message from Captain Sunshine, that just a friend, your only friend. In fact, all of the messages that they put, the timestamp entered as January 18th, 2025, or 2025, as you'd probably call it back in the 90s. But then whenever, well, the message from Wellerin said January 18th, 2000, and then when you press enter, it says that your message is sent January 18th, 2000. And then as soon as the next message appears, which says there are exits everywhere, it goes again to say 2025.
And I'm just gonna stare at this kind of dumbfounded. Just 2020. What? And well, with that, I'm just gonna leave the room, kind of glancing at the other computer, see if any of them are on, but just exit the room. That's just too weird for me.
Okay. You look at the other computers. That none of the other ones are on, apart from they do all have standby lights on their on the towers, and monitors, I guess. You also see, because you pass by the desk in the middle of the room as you're going to head out, there's a stack of books, and there's like a note on the stack of... There's 3 books stacked on top of each other, and a note on top that reads... where is it? Students will not be allowed to attend prom if they do not complete the curriculum. And underneath, you can see the top book on the top of the stack is a book called A History of the Russo-Germanic Hegemony, 1911 to 1921.
1911 to 1921. Ooh, that sounds dull. And I'm gonna pick it up, kind of slide it out of the way. Can I see what the other books are?
Okay. Next book underneath has a picture of a horse on the front and some text in a language, even an alphabet that you don't really recognize. is the book. And then the book underneath that is a book titled Abby's Gone by Roger Caroon. Nightsea.
Abby's gone. Only way out is through the night sea.
You'll recall that Roger Caroon is one of the downstairs tenants.
Yeah, because I knew some of his books.
You haven't read this one before, or maybe even heard of it, but you've heard of the Nightsea Chronicles or the Nightsea series.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a dozen books set in the Nightsea.
Then I want to try to remember what was written on the wall behind the painting. Abigail,
behind the painting-
before, oh shoot, what was written on that wall again?
You remember it said, "It's Alice before Abigail,"
Alice before Abigail.
with Alice in capitals.
Hmm. I'm just gonna kind of think to myself, Abby's gone. I wonder if this has something to do with Abigail. But I'm gonna put the book down and continue out of the room.
Are you leaving all three of these books?
I think I'm gonna toss them in my satchel, in my bag,
Not a problem.
because later I might want to look
Okay.
at the one with the horse and this Abigail gone. It's just odd.
Okay. Also, so you hear another ding. There's another message. It sounds like a notification. Another message has appeared on the computer.
And I'm gonna let out a sigh, like, oh, I shouldn't go back and look at that, but it gets the better of me, and I turn around and go back to the computer.
And a message appears that says, "Life is a zero-sum game in which happiness for one creates misery for another. There is a finite amount of happiness, prosperity and love in the world. It can only be experienced by denying it to others." And again, the message says that it's from 2025. A couple of seconds later, another message appears. "Your clothes are made in a sweatshop. Your devices are made with minerals extracted by forced labor under corrupt corporations. You married a man someone else thought was their soulmate, and they will be miserable ever after."
And I just, obviously, still completely puzzled by all this. I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. Messages coming from the future and about marrying other people. Okay, that's as bad as thinking I'm wearing somebody else's skin. And with that, I'm gonna hurry out of the door.
Absolutely. You hurry out of the door back into the corridor. Let's switch to Marble. You're still in the ballroom.
Yeah. I guess I would just start looking in the other rooms. Because at the end of the day, we can only push forward. That's what he mumbles to himself. Got to push forward, got to push forward.
Any particular door you want to go through? You've come out the one on the bottom left, and
I'll go
there's
bottom
another
right
one
then.
to your left. There's two on the far side, and the double doors to the right where you entered.
Okay. Actually, I'll go around the room then. I'll go first one on the left, one next to me.
Okay. And you've left the door to the bathroom open.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you've still got the stench sort of trailing behind you, but it's
That's
fading as you approach the next door.
nice.
So what's
Cool.
what's your plan? You Yeah.
I guess at this point I'm looking for my team. Screw the hunt for Abby or Alice. Now it's just, yeah, the team. So any member of the team is what I'm looking for now.
okay? Yeah, roll a sanity check. Just.
Woof.
Oh, that reminds me. Macintosh, would you like to take a point of willpower damage to prevent sanity loss?
No, this time I think I'm gonna go to my bonds.
You can if you'd like, yeah. The way that the bond reflection thing works... Although actually no, you don't need to worry about that just yet. You don't take any sanity damage immediately. And same question, Marble. Would you like to take a point of willpower damage?
Yeah, I'll take the willpower damage.
Okay. Yeah, so just moving through the night floors is like mentally draining to you. And you just feel a bit tireder. The sensation of this whole experience is like you're in a waking dream, and you can kind of cope with it, and it's not so much affecting your mind right now. At least it doesn't feel like it is, but it's weary.
Yeah.
And then you enter through this door looking for your team, and you open up to another corridor similar to the one that you saw downstairs, a corridor that looks like a hospital.
Hmm.
With the occasional wooden door on either side. And it leads to a T-junction at the end.
Okay. This just feels like I'm going to get more lost. Marble, he turns around, leaves the corridor alone for now, but leaves the doors open, and then heads directly across the room to the first door on the other side, the one closest to him.
First door on the far side, you open up.
I'm still hunting for my team.
The doorway is very, very fine. You've got this opal handle, or purple rather, and you open it out to a very dreary-looking sort of cement, and it's a stairwell, as you might find at the side of an office building, but it's not. It's not adorned in any way. There's no carpeting. It's just cement steps leading up and down, and a metal banister.
So there's no way for me to like date this stairwell. See what sort of
It's
period
modernist.
Okay.
With your art history, so it's post 50s. Post-war consensus kind of era.
Right.
But
Okay.
it's not very arty.
No, not really in my wheelhouse. Okay. Might as well do all the doors then. I'll get to the last door and open that one as well.
Okay. Go across and open the door, which is across the ballroom from the bathroom.
Yep.
Open that up, and it's another hotel corridor. This one has very sort of pastoral kind of American South kind of wallpaper. There's the occasional pattern of like a young girl in like a flowery summer dress holding a parasol in a field of long grass. It's a repeating pattern of that. But otherwise the layout is the same as the previous corridor that you've seen. The hospital one, whereas there's doors interspersed and it leads to a T-junction.
Okay. At least this one's a little less sterile, so Marble will probably just muttering to himself that this is absolutely crazy. just start heading down the corridor, knocking on doors as he goes.
Yeah, you just knock on the occasional door,
Oh,
and
all
then
of them.
the third, all of them. Yeah, you knock on every door.
Yeah.
The third one that you knock on, just as you're about to move on to the next door, you hear muffled like, "Oh, who's there?"
Hello? I head back to the door. Is someone there?
Yeah.
I'm coming in. Is that okay?
Okay.
I try the door. Is it unlocked?
Try the door and you open it,
Oh,
and it
nice.
opens out into a rather sort of claustrophobic room for what's contained in it. It's like a cross between like a doctor's office and an interrogation room. In that there is one of those reclining doctor's or dentist chairs in the centre. There is a man who you recognise as Leland Fuller, the man that you
Oh.
watched die earlier today.
Yeah, Leland.
Is strapped onto this dentist chair with like thick leather straps. He has wires coming from his head, like those little sucker pads that they use to test like for epilepsy,
Okay.
over his head. He seems to be wearing headphones, and to your right there's like a large full wall mirror, which sort of makes you reminds you of the interrogation room. And the other thing is there's a bright light shining directly at Leland overhead, like a dentist lamp.
Okay.
He also seems to have some kind of device strapped around his upper arm.
I rush over to him. Leland! Pull anything out of his mouth.
There's nothing in his mouth.
Oh, great. Leland, are you... What are you doing here?
Oh, who are you again? Is it... Oh, Marble, right?
Yeah, I met you at the hospital. How are you feeling?
When was that?
Earlier today for me, but things are a little wibbly wobbly in here. But earlier today,
Definitely
yeah.
are.
Are you feeling okay?
I haven't felt okay. I can't even remember the last time.
Silly question, really.
That's what
are you-
happens when you die, I suppose.
What? I mean, I
That's
wasn't going
what
to tell
happened.
you.
Just after I met you, right? I died?
It definitely looked that way, yeah. I didn't think you would remember, I'll be honest.
It felt that way too. I don't know when that was, but it's all mixed.
Look, Leland, you handed me a note in my handwriting that I don't
Yeah,
remember
you gave it
writing.
to me earlier tonight.
When? What?
Earlier tonight.
Did I look like this? What was different? Was anything weird? Apart from the fact that I don't remember it.
Everything is weird. Listen, I hate the fact that you're here still. I can't say too much because he's listening, but this thing, it's gonna destroy you. It destroyed me. It's chased me through my whole life. I've tried to run from it, but it follows you. It just follows you, and it doesn't stop.
That's why you can't run, Leland. I'm sick of running. I run from every other problem in my life. I'm sick of it.
If you
Time to
don't
stop.
run, you end up at the party, and you don't want to end up at the party.
What happens at the party, Leland?
Everything ends.
Everything?
He just
I-
stares at you wide-eyed.
I take this time to inspect the thing that's on his arm and the various apparatus.
The thing on his arm seems to
Light,
be some
etc.
kind of like mechanical injection device. You can see that there's a syringe affixed into it.
Do you know what this thing does, Leland?
It'll put me to sleep if I say the wrong thing or
Well, I'm
Well,
going
if
to
you
get it
try
off
and-
you.
do anything. No, he'll press the button. Don't touch it.
Who's he?
Any roll a human.
Okey-doke. Whoa.
Wow, nice. He eyes the mirror like conspirationally, and then he gives a sort of a gesture with his fingers that you catch for you to come closer. And as you lean
I
in,
do.
he sort of mouths the words which you catch. Dr. Friend.
Dr. Friend. While I'm leaning in close, because I saw him gesturing at the mirror, I'm going to try and look very invested in the conversation, and then whip around as fast as I can and grab the light that's above him and see if I can, like, throw it into the mirror. If it's that
The
sort
light
of light
that's
that's like a
above him is
floor
kind
light.
of it's like a dentist lamp, so it's attached to the chair itself. It's
right,
a big
okay.
mechanical arm.
Is there anything that I could throw at the mirror that's within reach?
Yeah, there's a chair. It's like
Apart
a
from Leland, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chair.
It's a normal like office chair, I guess.
Yeah, that'll do. Just something big enough and heavy enough to cause an impact. I just want to basically try and surprise someone if they are at the other side of this glass, and throw the chair through.
Okay. Roll a strength times 5 test.
Strength, super strong. Did it roll? No.
You pick up the chair and you lob it at the mirror. It's not a very good throw. It catches it. There's a smashing noise. The mirror does crack a little. And then the chair topples down to the ground.
It does crack though, right?
Yeah, it cracks a little bit.
In that case, I'll run full force at the mirror.
He's gonna put me out!
Yeah, I'm just going to run full force at the mirror and try and jump through it.
Okay. Yeah, do another strength times 5.
At this point, Marble's resorting to violence. He doesn't really... His brain's getting him nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, you shoulder barge into this mirror. There's a big smash. The mirror, like, cracks completely, and you topple through. Take 1 point of damage as well, because you get cut up in glass.
Yeah.
And rather than finding yourself in, like, a little interrogation room, you feel a sensation of landing on wood, like wooden floorboards, which creak as you hit them, and getting to your feet, you seem to be in front of like an 1800s courtroom, facing the judge's bench, and there is a man behind the judge's panel. See if I can find him.
When I look back at Leland, is he sleeping?
Well,
Or is he alright?
he seems to be awake for the time being. Behind the at the sort of the judge's gavel, whatever you call the judge's section, is this old-looking man with a silly little wax moustache. Rather than the fancy dinner jacket type thing he's got there, he is wearing an elaborate red robe with like gold embroidery around it. He looks spectacularly grand. In fact, no, this looks far before 1800s. This looks like something you'd find in the sort of late Middle Ages, like a royal court. And there's a lot of decoration on the walls and the carpeting. There's like a red carpet just beyond where you've landed on the floor. Everything looks like a courtroom in a royal palace. The only thing that's out of place is he seems to have some kind of mechanical device next to him.
Okay. Well, just coming from a room where a mechanical device was a bit of a negative, and that sticking out, I'll kind of like look up and see if anyone's looking at me? Has anyone noticed that I'm there?
Well, this man that's in the judge's position has noticed you and is glowering down at you. Ah, so who is it that is crashing through my window?
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Friend.
I think you will find that I am Dr. Friend. And he takes a pen, like a quill, elaborate-looking red quill, and then seems to write something on a document next to him. Delusions, hmm?
Well, it's just what my friends call me, and I am a doctor. So, you know, it's just a nickname. Are you telling me that's your real name?
I am Dr. Maximo Friend.
Well, lovely to meet you, Dr. Maximo. You've met one of my friends. His name's Leland. Do you remember him?
I am very aware of my my patient, Mr. Fuller, but of course,
Yes.
confidentiality means I cannot speak of him.
I understand your values. I am a doctor also, after all.
Is that so?
Yes,
What
of
is your
course.
area of expertise?
I have a doctorate in classical art. Yes, mainly classical art and art history.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Very
Anyway,
impressive.
thank you. Leland, what's the matter with him? You say that you're treating him. For what?
Have you not heard of doctor-patient confidentiality?
I have. In that case, what's that thing on your desk? And I point at the mechanical box.
This is for when our sessions are over, which in fact it seems to be that
I
it
start walking
is.
to like during
he
this
presses-
conversation. I start walking towards him and I try and grab it.
You don't really have time because all it takes for him
Ah.
to do is he flicks a switch.
Damn it!
As you you approach the bench.
Why did you flick the switch? What? Look, Doctor, I'm gonna level with you. I'm rather confused and I'm a little bit lost, and I might be going a little bit crazy.
Well, you are in the right place. This is the place for the confused and the lost.
Yeah, but I just want answers. I don't want any medicine. I don't need any therapy sessions. I get enough of that at home.
Tell me about your need for answers. Why do you find yourself seeking answers?
Because of this bloody place. What year is it?
What year do you think it is?
You know what? I don't have time for this. And I just start climbing back through the window.
Goodbye.
Um,
I think at this point we'll now move across to Mustache.
Mhm.
Mustache, when you flee into the ballroom, what is your next move?
Just marionette people dancing around.
They're not dancing at this stage. Now that you've left the bathroom, they're all just hanging limp.
There's no like main stage or somewhere where an MC might make announcements from or anything like that.
Actually, I think there is. Yeah, I think the far side of the room, so to your left, there is a stage area.
I'll go to the door closest to that area.
Okay.
I'll just walk through it. I am looking for the king in yellow. Like all that Ken Mustache has said to him. Finding and killing the thing is the solution.
Absolutely. That seems like a sensible plan. Please roll a sanity check. Okay. So you open the door, and you're met with a mirror image of the room that you're currently standing in. So it's another grand ballroom, exactly the same apart from it's a mirror image, and that the marionettes are now dancing again in this next room.
If I'm standing in the doorway and I turn back, still there's just two ballrooms, one on either side of me.
There's two ballrooms. The one that you're in currently at the door, the marionettes are still. The one that you've just opened, they're dancing again. And it's mirror
Okay,
imaged.
I'll go into the new room and shut the door, and then open
Okay.
it again and see what I see.
Well, just before you do, just in case it affects, you enter this new ballroom where they're all dancing, and you hear a sound to your right, and look in that direction, and that's where the double doors are, which open, and you see three marionettes enter the room, all dressed up like you, Marble, and Macintosh, and they seem to follow the exact movements that you made when you first entered the ballroom. So they're examining the dancers, and then they move towards the door where that leads to the bathroom.
Okay, I
But then-
moved to intercept the other mustache.
Okay.
Did I interrupt you? Were you saying something to top it off?
Yeah, but also let me know what you reach the other mustache. What are you intending to do?
Without pause, I have my gun in hand. I raise my gun and I like shoot it in the head.
Okay, roll a firearms check. Blam! Gets a bullet right through the head. In fact, it sort of blows out part of the wood that it's made out of. So like a good third of this marionette's head is blown off. Its head shakes from side to side, and then droops. But the rest of the marionette body continues to move, not paying attention because it's an object, and continues to head towards the doors to the bathroom. At the same time, there's another door opens on the same wall as the bathroom door, as the one sort of to the left, opens, and another marionette enters. This one is clad in an elaborate, grand, like ballroom attire, all entirely in yellow, and it has this sort of stage crown, very pointy crown on its head. And it moves into the ballroom, and as soon as this marionette enters, all of the other marionettes begin to like look at it and then start freaking out, or like you're just hearing lots of shaking of wooden string as they're all sort of miming being terrified. And then the marionettes that are replicating you also respond. Your one, its head still drooped like it's dead, turns in the direction of this yellow-clad marionette, draws out like an obviously wooden gun from the holster, and then starts firing, and it makes a banging noise, but it's just like it's obviously just a prop gun. And the one that's looking like Macintosh runs towards one of the doors, and it's trying to open but failing to open the door. And the one that looks like Marble sort of topples down to its knees and seems to be like grasping at its head. Can you roll a sanity check, please? Oh wow.
Critical success.
Yeah, so this scene is it could another person could see this as nightmarish, but you are watching and putting to the back of your mind the fact that this is horrible, and realizing that there is information being parted to you, and that you don't think you're in the party, but maybe there's an approximation of the party going on.
Mhm. I mean, Mustache is obviously just like extremely calm and failing to understand. He'll just like approach slowly a loaf and clad marionette.
As you're approaching it, it raises its hand to its face, like all the other marionettes, apart from the agent ones. It seems to be wearing like a masquerade mask. This one's a full face mask of white alabaster, and it draws it away from its face, like it's got a hinge on it, and it opens its face, and then, like an airbag of a car steering wheel, suddenly this big bit of yellow material like balloons out of its face, really wide and very sudden, and it seems to be painted with like a hypnotic looking spiral pattern. And as soon as this happens, all of the marionettes in the room, apart from the yellow one, drops to the floor.
I reach out and try to touch it.
Yeah, you reach out and touch it, and it feels like a sort of linen material. It's clearly some kind of elaborate puppetry, like stagecraft of like a can of snakes when it's opened and it's just sprays out this material, but it's yeah, but it feels normal. To your touch, if not to your psyche.
We would just stare up at it, enthralled, not know what to do.
So you stare at it for a good long while, and then muffled, you hear the ringing of a phone through one of the doors that you haven't opened yet.
The yellow figure is just kind of frozen in place like that.
It's now frozen in place. It's the only marionette in the room still stood, but
Right.
it's not moving. It seems to be posed in the last moment as it opened its mask. So its hand is still up, holding the mask, but it's posed in that position with its face
Am I able to
exploded out.
take
into
the mask?
Yeah, you can pry it away from its hands. It's built into the marionette with a delicate looking hinge, so you could snap it off. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't require much effort. You crack it off.
I'll go into the bathroom door.
Enter back into the bathroom. There's horrible stench, but it's as you left it, with another marionette looking like Mustache in the doorway, if I recall. But just in a neutral pose.
I thought I might find a living Macintosh there, since I saw her pulled through the mirror.
You've entered into the mirror ballroom and closed the door, and then you go into the doorway where the bathroom was, but in the mirror version. So yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
'cause
that
I
element.
well, I
So
thought I
you,
saw them. They came in. Their marionette versions came in. I shot my own marionette,
Yeah.
and then they moved. I thought they went over to that bathroom. So he's just moving through that area quickly to see if he sees Macintosh anywhere. Not really stopping to investigate if he doesn't,
gotcha.
and
So
would
actually,
move
you
on
don't
to.
reach the bathroom. You go to the door where it would have been. You open it, and it's a hotel corridor.
I yell out, Macintosh! Agent Macintosh! No answer, I'm assuming. from the
No
echo.
answer. Still just at the edge of your hearing the muffled phone ringing.
Yeah, I'll go towards the phone at that point and open the door.
You open the door, and for a moment you're thinking you're entering into a room that you were in last night. It looks like the replica of the Saigon cafe that you and Malachi had gone into last time. But then you realize it's only set up in the same dimensions, and all the tables and chairs are in the right place, and all the where there would be pictures on the wall, and where the counter is, everything's in the same place. But everything that would indicate that this is in Saigon in Vietnam is switched to make it apparent, particularly by the flag. There was a flag of South Vietnam on the wall. It is now the flag of Iraq. And all of the writing anywhere it would appear, like on the menus and things, rather than being in Vietnamese, is now seemingly in Arabic. And there's a phone ringing at the back of the room behind the counter.
I'll go answer the phone.
So you answer the phone, and the voice that you hear is a young man, quite softly spoken. Hello.
Hello, who is this?
I guess I'm the friendly voice on the phone. I probably shouldn't get into that. Should I call you Mustache, or would it be too weird for me to call you your name?
Who are you?
Oh, okay. No, I thought that was what happened. I'm Bale.
Why are you calling me?
Because you're in a lot of trouble. You're right in the middle of the night floors, and you're walking blind.
How the hell could you know that? Who are you? How did you get this number?
The number? I mean, the numbers are relevant. What number do you expect that I'd have to ring to reach this cafe in the middle of the night world?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just trying to help.
What is going
right?
on? Well, then help me.
Okay, what's going on is, it's hard to explain, but basically, you're basically getting digested in there. Right? You're in the big
Yellow
stomach of the... Yeah, exactly.
How do you
It's-
know this?
Because it's what I do, right? I've got my own tale, right? And we'll get into
Well, how
that.
the
But you're in a
hell do I
lot of
stop
danger,
it?
man. Stop it? What the hell do you mean stop it? You think you can put out the sun?
Well, then how the hell do I
You
get out
can't.
of here at least? Where are my companions?
I can get you to your companions, right? I can give you directions. But yeah, if you want to get out, that's a good plan. And if you shouldn't come back, like if you need to complete Alice to set your mind at ease, then there's things you can do, right? But don't try and fly into the sun, at least not yet, right? You've got a problem. There's problems of acceleration and there's problems of navigation, and you need to balance those. I'm getting esoteric. I don't mean to. You need to get out, or this thing is going to not kill you, but end you.
How do I navigate this place? How do I get out of here?
Just go downstairs.
That's simple.
Yeah, leave through the smoking lounge if you want to leave.
But my companions, they're lost in here. One was
Okay.
pulled through a mirror, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that kind of thing will happen. Okay. If you want to find your companions, you need to leave through the cafe, take the door on the left. You want to go to the T-junction. You want to take another left. Then open the red door.
Could you possibly know this? Who are you?
I'm Bale.
You said that. What organization do you work for?
I'm kind of freelance, I guess. I'm not part of Delta Green, so... I mean, I don't know if that's probably not a comfort.
How do I find you?
Well, yeah, you'll find me. Don't worry. But not if you
What?
stay there and, like, sink into stomach acid, right?
Mustache, like, hangs up on him. This, like, super paranoid, losing it. Rushes out of the door and starts a full run the directions he said to the T-junction through the red door.
Yeah, it is exactly as described. You rush through
Barreling,
these,
yeah.
and as soon as you open the red door, Macintosh, in moments after leaving the computer room, the door just ahead of you, Mustache opens it.
Macintosh, what the hell happened to you?
And I just look at him kind of like trying to figure out if he's real for a second. I was so puzzled by the mirror not breaking when you hit it, and I touched it and got pulled in by marionettes that look like you and Marble. So I tried to get the hell out of there and backtrack how we got into the ballroom, and I just went in the first room and there were computers and weird messages, and well, here I am.
Where's Marble?
I haven't seen you're the first I see of anybody since I got pulled through the mirror.
Macintosh, your burner phone starts ringing.
So I'm gonna pull that out of my pocket and look at it, and then
So Mustache found you, right? Oh, sorry, did you want... You look at it, it's... you can't see any caller ID, it's like 1990s phone, so... It just says you're getting a call.
okay, so I answer it, and
You hear a young man's voice. Did Mustache find you?
who is this?
Oh yeah, it's Bale.
Bale? I don't know a Bale, and I look at Mustache.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm not about to give out information to somebody I don't know.
Alright, okay. But you need to act fast.
You don't say. And that's what.
The longer you spend in this place, the more it's gonna get to you. The closer you're gonna get to the party.
I don't know anything about a party, but I do know I want to get the hell out of here, and that's definitely what we're trying to do.
Keep it that way.
Okay.
You probably want to find Marble. You want to go to the end of the corridor. You see where that painting of a cloud is?
Painting of a cloud?
And you look down the corridor and you do indeed see at the end of the corridor there's a painting of a cloud.
Okay.
Just a blue sky, and in the top right-hand corner of it there's like a little fluffy cloud.
All right, and if I find this painting, what do I do?
You take a right at the painting.
Right at the...
Carry on going until... Yeah, take a right. You carry on going until there's a fire escape. You're going to open the fire escape. You're going to go down 2 floors. And you'll find marble.
Okay, so go to the painting of a cloud, turn right, go down 2 floors, and we'll find marble.
Yeah, exactly. And then are you going to leave?
Well, how do we leave? I mean, we've been trying that and we keep ending up in different places.
You got to go to the smoking lounge.
Who are you talking to?
Somebody named Bale.
He tell you how to find marble.
Yeah. He said we go to the painting of a cloud, turn right, go down 2 floors.
All right, let's go. Quick. Keep him on the phone. Oh, they're running off.
Okay, so I go running after Mustache.
Yeah, you go running after Mustache, you follow these directions. You find the cloud, you turn right, you rush down, and then you find fire escape. Open it to reveal a stairwell, go down 2 floors. And let's jump to marble. So you'd climb back into the interrogation room.
Yeah.
Leland Fuller, he's breathing, but he's sort of dozing in and out.
Leland! I'm like tapping him on the face.
Yeah,
Don't fall asleep, Leland.
I'm trying. There's stuff you gotta know. It's this all started with Operation Luna.
Okay.
Me and
Never heard
Eric,
of Operation Luna.
me and
You work
Eric
for
Carter
Delta
were on
Green?
it. Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Eric who, sorry?
Eric Carter.
Carter.
We were on Luna. They were trying to turn that French play into a television show. They called it the Yellow Phantom. We were investigating children that had been drowned. They were all linked to the play. Pin the murders on the director Gary Topchik. And then shut down the show. The murder stopped. Never found who actually did it. But the play, it was translated from Le Roi en Jaune. It's a document we recovered from World War II. Some French thing from the Deuxième Bureau.
Mm.
It was translated by Emmett Mosby. He must have leaked it.
This is a lot to take in. But thank you. The Yellow Phantom. You pinned the murders on Gary Topchik, and I need to speak to Emmett Mosby. When was this? When did this happen?
And he closes his eyes and falls asleep.
Wake up! I didn't tell you how much of an asshole Dr. Friend is.
And suddenly the door opens, and your companions enter.
Ah! I look at them like suspiciously. You guys gonna turn into marionettes any moment now?
God, I hope not.
Oh, so good to hear you speak. My goodness. What the hell happened?
Weird marionettes pulled me through the mirror.
Yeah, I saw them. You guys were them. I've been on a weird journey. I saw Leland again. Remember the guy in the hospital that we saw die in the lobby?
He's right next to you as well, asleep on the...
Yeah, I'm
the
pointing
message.
at him.
That's not Leland. We need to get out of here. None of this is real.
He gave me a lot of
When,
good information.
When Mustache says none of this is real, Macintosh on the phone, you hear Bale say, "Tell him to stop saying that. Everything is real. What does he think this is? It's not a dream."
Well, it sure seems like a dream, Bale.
Yeah, it seems it.
Who the hell are you guys
Don't be
talking to?
dopes. It's not a dream.
Oh, this is some guy named Bale that managed to ring my phone.
Called me from a
Bale?
landline here in the hotel. He claims he knows all about what we're doing and why we're here, and he's telling us how to get out of here. And I don't know what's going on, so we just need to get the fuck out of here. None of this is real. Let's go. And they start,
No,
like,
we have to
moving.
stop. And I grab him. We have to
No,
see this
and I
through.
try to shake him off of me.
We have to see this through, Mustache. We've come so far already. The Yellow
There's nothing
Phantom.
to see through here except our deaths.
Well, people are
I'm
dying.
leaving with or without you, Marble, and I pull my hand away from him.
But what about Operation Luna?
It
I
doesn't
don't
ring
give
a
a
bell
shit
to
about
you.
any of that right now. What's our handler's name? I already forgot.
Marcus.
Marcus can go fuck himself and handle this himself. I just start. I'm like running towards the exit near a staircase.
Yeah, so you run into the stairwell, which you've just come down. You want to go up or down? What are the other two doing?
I'm going to say shit, and I'm going to chase after him. And I'm going to yell over my shoulder,
Stop him.
"Come on, Marble!"
I can't leave Leland. I start attempting to unstrap Leland. He knows too much.
Okay, try a Dex times 5.
Did that
Nice.
click? No. Oh, it did.
Yeah, that
click.
did it.
Sorry, I've rolled 2.
Oh, that's right. Well, you succeeded twice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fiddly to get all these straps off, but you do manage to do so in pretty quick order.
I'll hoik him up over my shoulder to the best of my abilities and start walking off towards my team.
Yeah, he's a small old man, so you're able to sort of get him slumped over your shoulder, and you make your way out of the room, and you can hear Macintosh and Mustache running down the stairwell. But you're certainly not going to catch up to them if they're running.
Well, I'm going to have to try and track them to the best of my abilities. I shout down the corridor, "Don't close any doors!"
I'm shouting at Mustache, "Slow down, we have to wait on Marble." Because I'm going to run just fast enough to keep Mustache in my vision, but, not catching up to him.
You can certainly do so. Mustache, do you pay any attention to this, or are you full on running?
No, he's one-track mind right now.
Okay. Can you make a sanity check, please, Mustache?
I was just typing. I have to step away from my computer for a few minutes, but I can stay on voice. Can you roll it for me?
Yeah, no worries. Actually, I'll roll it, and then shall we take a 10-minute break if you need to step away?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that would
approaching
help.
that anyway.
Yeah, that works.
So we'll just do that. Sanity. Okay. Well, that was private. You succeeded. And yeah, we'll come back in 10 minutes' time.
All right.
At 52 by my clock.
Cool.
And we're back in the room. Yeah, so we've got Mustache in the lead. Going to ask you the question. Do you want to spend willpower?
Never.
Okay.
Are we recording?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. We are live.
I'm a little... I really wanted to commit suicide in the ballroom with the Yellow King. I think that would have really narratively fit. It was so early in the session.
Yeah.
That's true. If you want to kill yourself, then you got to do it towards the end.
Rule number 1.
It's rule number 1.
I
But I'd have
succeeded in
thought of something.
insanity, apparently.
I am sure there'll be other opportunities.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find a moment for your seppuku
Or pits of
moment.
despair. But yeah, you charge through. You go down to the bottom of this stairwell, Mustache. You open the door. You lead into another hotel corridor. Running through it, it's different than. I mean, you haven't been this way actually, so it's all different. And you start opening doors at random, and they lead into other corridors. At the edge of your hearing, you start hearing sort of slightly muffled but quite loud the sounds of vigorous lovemaking from one of the rooms that you're approaching.
When the music changed, I thought you were going to put sound effects on then.
No.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, I'm very thankful you didn't.
That's the door I need to go through?
You've got no idea which door you need to go through. You're in a new place.
Pick
So
one at
how-
random.
Pick one
Not
at random?
the one that I hear noise coming out of.
Okay. Yeah, you open another door. Macintosh, you run through the same corridor after Mustache. You're hearing the same sounds of lovemaking.
I'm going to bypass that door. I'm like, don't think I want to go in there. Just,
In fact, you still on the phone with Bale, and you can hear him say, "Oh, that's gonna be Lenz."
Lens? Oh, well, I'm not going to disturb Lens.
Yeah, he's probably in a bit of a moment.
Yeah, don't say. And I'm going to keep one eye on Mustache and look back to see if I can see Marble coming.
Well, sadly, you are well ahead of Marble at this point, and we'll zip to Marble. You're stumbling down these stairs. The sound of footsteps have faded beneath you. Yeah, so Marble, I take it your intention is to keep up?
Yeah, try my best. But if I'm lagging behind a fair bit, then he's got a difficult choice to make.
Seems so.
I guess he puts Leland down, searches his pockets. Is there anything
He
in
doesn't
there
have
that-
pockets, he's wearing a hospital gown.
Yeah.
So he
Well,
has
I
no
don't search any
possessions.
pockets then for sure.
He's got a
Instead-
medical wristband,
Okay.
just with some, it says L.Fuller, and a series of numbers.
All right.
All you see is
You
naked.
can roll a signal intelligence if you've got it.
Roll a what, sorry?
SIGINT.
Second.
You might not have it. You don't have it.
I can't see it on my sheet.
That's all right.
No, I don't have it. Okay, well in that case, I'll just try and take the device off his arm as evidence, and then I'll leave.
Yeah, you cut it off with the antique tomahawk.
Oh yeah, my tomahawk.
And, yeah, you've got the medical band.
Great, cool. And then I'll charge up after my friends as best as possible.
Can you roll a sanity check, please?
Yeah, okay. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you run out into this corridor. You just catch sight of Macintosh sort of at the side of this door, not sort of looking back towards where you've just come through, and you're hearing the sound of lovemaking coming from one of these rooms.
So I can see Macintosh, did you say? Sorry.
You can see Macintosh, yes.
Macintosh.
Oh, finally, you caught up.
Yeah, I've had to leave Leland. Who's banging at a time like this?
I don't forget the guy's name on the phone. He said who it was, but doesn't matter. I'm not interrupting that. That's not our concern. Let's go get Mustache.
Fine. Even though I am curious, but fine. I just follow you.
Okay, and you dash into this other corridor after Mustache. Mustache, assuming you're still trying to escape, can I get another sanity check?
Yep. Yo.
Okay, you dash through corridors and rooms and take the turns that you need to. You go downstairs whenever you find them. Your companions eventually catch up, or at least have you within eyesight. And you reach the top of the stairway with all the photographs of people holding bottles.
There, I'm able to just, is there another door? Like,
This is the part of the building that seems to always be the same. This stairway with the photos, it goes down and around a couple of times, and then you should be at the corridor where you saw the night
I do
manager's
kind of
door.
recognize it's near that,
So
near
this-
the
yeah.
smoking lounge.
Yeah, since running after finding Mustache, this is the first place that you recognize.
Okay.
Apart from the
Yeah.
wallpaper's different, but the layout's the same.
Slow down for a moment, just yell out, you know, we're here, we're close, hurry! Look back. See Macintosh, I guess, but won't really slow down too much.
Okay. And then you start running down these stairs. You take 3 turns down the stairway, and then you're at this corridor with the night manager's room to the left. You can see that the doorway is slightly ajar. There's now just a plain wall to the right, which was the corridor leading to the hospital doorway. And straight ahead, you can see the door that should lead to the smoking lounge.
Rush through it.
You rush down the corridor, reaching the door. Marble and Macintosh, pursuing Mustache, you see the same thing. So the corridor leading to where you found the morgue is gone, but the corridor to the night manager's room is still there, and his doorway is like slightly ajar.
Yeah. Charge off. Peering into the door as I go to see if I can see the night manager.
You would have to go down that corridor before you could peer in the door.
Ah, right. I just go,
And
1 second, I'll meet you out there.
no
And I just charge
time
down
for
towards
that.
the night
Let's
manager.
go.
I'll just be a second. I'll just be a second.
I'm gonna grab.
I'll catch up.
I'm gonna grab his wrist and start dragging him.
And you want to resist?
No. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, if you're actively resisting each other, then both roll an armed combat.
Yeah.
You're not doing very well, Marble.
agent.
Yeah, she's
FBI
probably got a hold of your
agent.
wrist and tugs you.
Yeah,
You make
yeah.
it 2 steps before she tugs you.
Okay, fine.
Get you in a wrist lock, and I'm gonna drag you down the hall.
Ah! Ow!
Um,
Ow! Is that what it feels like
I'll
to
let-
be arrested here?
I will say, actually, in the moment since you turn to dash towards that door, you do see that the hinge of it is splintered a bit. Oh, not the
He
hinge,
might
the opening bit.
Door frame.
The door frame, yeah. It's splintered like it's been kicked in a bit.
Hey, it's been kicked in. Maybe we could find some information.
The only information I want is out the door.
You need to know what happened here. Ow!
No, it's time to
I'll be
go.
back.
Done
I'll
with
be
this
back.
place.
I'll be back. Marble's just mumbling to himself that he'll be back. The whole run out.
That.
It's okay. I'll be back.
Right, Marble, rather, Mustache, you open the door to the smoking lounge, and you're hoping beyond hope, and it's still there. It's the warm glow of the fireplace. The dog is still there. It sort of barks as you rush into the room. And it's awesome.
He'll slow down at that point and turn around and wait for them.
Okay. Yeah, you can see them sort of struggling with each other at the other end of the corridor at the bottom of the staircase. And then Macintosh seems to sort of win that scuffle and drags Marble towards you.
Come on, let's go. What are you waiting for?
I had to drag him out. Wanted to go exploring other things.
So many questions here. So many answers.
Trying to trap you here. There are no answers to your questions.
I've found a few. Look, I can find so much more. I'll have to come back.
You want to get lost in here forever, then by all means, come back. And I, gun in hand, move towards the exit.
Okay. Yeah, you reach the exit. It's the roof access doorway. Open it, and beyond you see the top stairway of the McAllister building. As you left it, apart from the cable repairman that you sort of rescued before, is at the top of the stairs, facing down, and you recognise the sight of Detective Graham Giordanda is at the bottom of the stairs, pointing his gun up at David Langsford, the cable repairman. And then he watches as you open this doorway, this impossible doorway, with the warm glow of firelight behind you. And from the bottom of the staircase, he says, "What the fuck?"
Detective! Get out of the way! I go to like push past him. I shove the cable guy out of my way.
You step out of the night floors, and suddenly everything seems to hit you. Like
Oh no.
it's like you've come down from a mountain or something. Your ears are popped, but that times a million. As you take 6 points of sanity damage.
Oh boy. All of us are just...
At this stage, it's just Mustache.
Okay.
Mustache, would you like to project any of that upon your bonds?
No.
You are very loyal to your bonds.
And that is a breaking point.
Okay. Yeah, so you hit a breaking point. So once you've adjusted your sanity, click on Reset Breaking Point, and it should give you a new number.
I don't remember where that is.
I think that's on the Psychological tab. Let me find it.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, next to the number Reset. And then any check marks you got underneath, uncheck. Yeah, so you'll hit your breaking point, which means you'll gain a disorder, and we'll work that out between sessions, I think. But also, you've taken 5 or more, I think is the threshold. So you also suffer temporary insanity. So you can either choose to flee, struggle, or submit.
We know which one
Plead.
you're doing already.
I guess it depends. I would be trying to push past Giordanda. So if he tries to stop me, I will engage him. Otherwise, I will flee past him.
So you barrel down the stairs. Suddenly, all of your regular human emotions are coming back all at once, and there's the sheer trauma of your experiences upstairs hitting you, and you don't know how to deal with your emotions here, and so your single-minded run out of the room becomes like a blind panic. You push the cable repair guy off to the side, and he stumbles and catches a hold of the side of the back banister, and then you push past Detective Girodanda, who's still like completely baffled at what's happened in terms of this impossible room opening, and you rush past to this top of the stairway, and you're like blindly fleeing out of the building. So to Marble and Macintosh, you watch Mustache running out the room, but you're also hearing a voice shout like, "What the fuck?" Which Macintosh you probably recognise as the detective. I don't think Marble's met him yet. And the dog's also barking with all the commotion.
What dog?
The one.
The dog in the smoking lounge. Abraham, the
Oh, that
grey-haired
dog.
mastiff.
Just wanted to make sure it was the same dog.
It's the same dog. Yeah.
So the dog can react to things outside of its zone. Oh god,
That seems so.
trippy.
So with the detective, like, I'm sure he's got this puzzled look with Mustache running past him, and then us busting through a fire escape door or roof access door.
Well, is that what you want to do? Are you rushing out after Mustache?
Yeah. And I'm just gonna yell at the detective. Don't ask. This place is strange.
Well, before you do so, as soon as you cross the threshold, everything hits you all at once, and you take 9 points of summoning damage. Would you like to project that to your bonds?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe the way that works is you roll a d4.
D4. Okay. I click the button. There we go.
Okay, so you take 2 willpower damage, and you choose one of your bonds to reduce by 2 as well.
So willpower is down to 9, and my bonds are reduced.
So which of your bonds would you like to
I'm
damage?
gonna do the Church Parish, so they go down to 9.
Okay. They go down by 2, and I think there's a checkbox for indicating that they've been damaged. Yeah. And so your sanity reduction is reduced, so you would instead at taking 7 points of damage.
So 7 damage.
Which unfortunately...
Still a breaking point.
7 sanity damage. It's still a breaking point, and it's still temporary insanity. So would you like to flee, struggle, or submit? As the sensations of everything that's happened over the past however many hours it's been, maybe even like days, it's just hitting you all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all this stuff, like, stuff to do with your family in there, and people knowing things that they shouldn't possibly know, and a body dissolving, and you were just taking that in stride, and these impossible landscapes that you've explored up there. It's all so much.
I'm fleeing.
You're fleeing. Yeah. So, halfway through the door, you're like, "Detective, don't it?" And then you can't even finish the sentence, and you barrel forward. And then Marble, you're still in the smoking lounge in this last moment.
I noticed that whenever people exit the night floors, they seem to go insane.
Yeah, both Mustache and Macintosh have passed that threshold and just started screeching.
Oh. Oh. He's got a tough choice on his hands now, because a lot of him screaming to run back inside, but he can't do it alone. He can't do it alone, so Marble takes a deep breath, pets the dog, and steps over.
Dog nuzzles your hand.
Nice.
Follows you up to the doorway.
Bye, buddy. And then steps over the threshold.
You stepping through the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be taking 6 points of sanity as this all hits you. Would you like to project any of this loss upon your bonds? Doing so could potentially prevent you from going temporarily insane.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
within
looking
the
at my
range.
breaking point. I should be okay.
Well, there's two things. So your breaking point is a static number, but if you ever take more than 5 or more sanity damage in one go, that's when you take temporary insanity. And you'll lose control.
In that case, yes, I will push some of it onto one of my bonds.
Which bond would you like to project it upon?
Gloria Lopez, my girlfriend.
So roll a d4.
How do you just roll a dice as it is?
In the bottom right, you just click on the little d4 icon, the triangle. And then click enter in the chat box.
On my character
No.
sheet, you mean?
No, in the interface. In the chat
I
box.
can't. Oh, in the chat box. Oh.
Just
That's
underneath
like
there
the-
should be some dice
yeah.
icons.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
found it.
So
Yeah, it was
nice
a
or...
Total wrong place.
For some reason you rolled as Malachi, but I mean either way, it's fine. Ghost of Malachi damages your relationship. So you take 4 points of willpower damage, and you reduce your relationship with Gloria by 4, but you're instead taking 2 points of sanity.
Okie dokie. I have done all that now.
So I take from that you're not hitting your breaking point either?
How many points of sanity was it? 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so it's a lot of trauma all to deal with in one moment, but the fact that you took a deep breath and you petted the dog and blamed your girlfriend has stopped it from
Totally her fault.
completely making you flip out.
Yeah.
So it's a horrible sensation, but you.
If
you
she
keep
would
it
have
together.
just been okay with not going to the gala, none of this would have happened.
Absolutely, like if she'd have found her purse at the beginning or whatever it was she was missing.
Exactly. If she'd have
You
found
wouldn't
a
have-
bag,
If,
I would
or if
never
she
have
told you
spoken
and
to
you
her.
drove back to the hotel, Marcus would have missed you, and this whole
Exactly.
thing could have been avoided.
So it's all her fault.
And maybe you
Gloria.
probably don't think about this in this moment, but that's the resentment that makes you justify it. That it could have been avoided if Gloria had told
Damn
you about the
Gloria
purse.
again.
Um, Right. So ahead of you, running through the corridor, was Macintosh, who just flat out runs past. I think Detective Girodonda is going to come to his senses a little bit at this point as the second person runs through. So he's going to try and grab Macintosh. So Macintosh, roll an combat.
Okay. There it is. Oh.
Versus his. Oh, he's pretty good. So he manages to sort of grab you as you're sort of either screaming or with sort of blind panic in your eyes. And he holds you in place for the time being, and then that's when Marble arrives at the top of the stairway. David Langford sees that Macintosh is still is held and that Girodonda's not able to fire him, so he's going to try and rush past as well. I've got to get out of here! I've got to get out of here! And Mustache is running full pelt down the stairways, down towards the ground floor. So Marble, what's
Seeing that
initial
there's
moves?
already a kerfuffle in front of me and being worried for Mustache's mental health, I'm going to charge after Mustache, try and get past and try and just, if I can't stop him, keep an eye on him. See where he goes.
Okay. Yeah, so not recognizing you, he's holding on to Macintosh, but Detective Girodonda, who is this man? He looks at you. You gotta explain this! Stop, police!
Nice meeting you. Need to go. We'll speak to you soon. Bye. And I just charge off.
Yeah, he's torn as to what to do at this moment. He is struggling with Macintosh. I think he probably lets go in this point because he's seeing that David Langford's also trying to get away, and he recognises Macintosh. So actually, at this point, he's letting go of you and then grabbing his radio. So Marble, you're the only one sort of conscious of this. Having control of your senses. Behind you, you're hearing like, "This is Officer Giordando. We've got, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I need backup. McAllister Building," and he starts listening to the address of the McAllister Building.
Okay. I guess I just charge past him. I need to...
Yeah, you charge past. So all three of
Try
you are
and get
now
my team to-
running. Marble with your senses. But yeah, Mustache, then Marble, then Macintosh rush out into the streets of New York at night. Charging through the burnt out husk of the building at the bottom. And like, you can choose whether or not you want to, Marble, but obviously the others are just running out of the nearest available route. So you go past the like fire service cordon tape or whatever it is they use to. I mean, it probably wouldn't be tape that would melt, but whatever they use to cordon off burnt out buildings, right into the front entrance.
And they're running out of that door, the burnt out door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just attempt to keep an eye on it as many people as I can at the same time. Or if Mustache is within melee range, I want to try and stop him, try and tackle him to the ground.
Mustache had more of a head start on you than
Yeah.
Macintosh did.
I do want to stop Macintosh as well, but I feel
You
like
could have a chance
she's
at
already
Macintosh
been...
if you wanted to.
All right, cool. Yeah, if we've got a chance at Macintosh, I'll try and stop her from charging off.
Do you want to stop her inside the building or on the street?
What time of day is it?
It's
I
dark.
assume it's nighttime.
It's nighttime.
Okay. Is it quiet outside or light out or like busy outside, or is it, or am I not
There
able
are-
to tell?
Yeah, it's quite busy. Actually, there's a
Okay.
couple of people out on the street.
I'll do it here then. I'll just try and tackle her inside the building.
Well, you wouldn't know how busy it was until you left the building, to be honest.
That's a fair point. I was just more meaning if I could hear hustle and bustle.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah, fair enough. I'll just grab Macintosh and say, "Stop running. We are out. We are safe." And I'll just try and grab her by the shoulders.
Okay. It's probably more about who's faster at this point. So both of you roll Dex times 5.
Oh, that was terrible.
The one roll that you want to be terrible.
Yes, Mobble, you catch up with Macintosh.
Cool.
Yeah, you want to try and tackle. If you want to try and tackle her as well, it's going to be in unarmed combat.
Is there anything I could do to, instead of tackling her to the ground, just kind of trip her up? Would that be a different check, or would it just be the same check?
It'd be the same thing, really.
Ah,
I'll tell you
I'll
what, because
just
she's
tackle her.
crazed. She's not in a position to do her FBI sort of like jiu-jitsu fighting you off, to a certain extent. So I'll give you plus 20% on the unarmed combat.
Cool. Plus 20. Roll.
Do I need to roll that too?
Nice. Yeah, it probably makes sense to resist, but you'll
Okay.
just roll it flat. Okay, so in this case, Marble has the higher success, so wins. So he manages to trip you up at on the ground floor, just near where Abby's apartment is.
And just kind of pin it to the ground as best I can, like a
And you're kind of pinned.
rugby pylon.
And we'll jump to Mustache. So in your crazed state, where are you trying to run to? Your car's nearby. Do you think you'd run for that?
Get
or-
into my car and I just tear ass out of there.
Yeah, full-on exhaust and tire screech. Drive away as far away as you can. So actually, we'll leave you for the time being and jump back to Macintosh and Marble. Macintosh, I mean, you're still very, very scared. The main thing is you want to get out of this building, but you come into the realization that you're away from the actual night floors themselves.
Well, even
Um,
pinned,
So you can
I'm
start
still
speaking,
going
but
to
you're
be
very
trying to
panicked.
fight him off, just trying to. I gotta get out of here. I don't. I don't care that we're off the floors. I want out of this
I'll
building. Get off of me! And I'm still.
I'll take you out. I'll take you outside. Just breathe. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're safe.
And I'm trying to calm down, but I'm still fighting him, just less. It's taken a while for it to all come
If I see
back.
like a notable... Yeah, as soon as I see a notable change in your like body language and the amount that you're struggling, I do get off and I let you out. But only until I can see you breathing properly.
So now that I'm less crazed, I'm still heading for the door and getting outside, and I'm going to stand on the sidewalk and just kind of hunch over and put my hands on my knees and take some big breaths now, try to calm the hell down.
Are people
Okay.
out here? Are they looking at us? I assume we're causing a
Yeah,
commotion.
there's passerbys watching. They're mainly watching the aftermath of Mustache tearing away, and then there's some people looking at you from across the street. No one's approached.
While Macintosh is having a moment, I'm going to walk up to one of them and just hold up my ID card and just say, my name's Agent Marble. I need to know any information that you've seen. There was a man that we were pursuing. He may have escaped. Did you see anybody flee this building?
So the young woman that's there looks kind of nervously at the situation. Yeah, there was a guy. He looked like the lead singer of the B-52s. He got in that car and he drove the hell out of here.
Okay.
And as you're
He
in
went
this
that way, yeah?
conversation, someone else runs out of the building, and it's David Langford, the cable repair guy. Runs out the front door and is like full on like Forrest Gump running down the street.
Don't worry about him. And I turn towards Macintosh and just go, oh, this is all fucked. This is
You're
screwed.
telling me what the hell was that?
You guys you started running. There's nothing I can do. It was like herding cats.
Well,
Couldn't
as soon
stop
as I
you.
came through the door, it's like all the weirdness and insanity just came to me all at once, and just the urge to get out of there was so strong.
I understand. It's a hell of a place. You weren't kidding.
The other thing that's happening in this moment is your phone is just it's the dial tone, like constant beep
My
from
phone's
Macintosh's
doing that.
phone. No,
Oh,
Macintosh's
Macintosh.
phone, which you were still grasping in your hand like really tightly as you were
So I'm gonna
And we
just
were on the phone too. What's
kind
his
of
name?
just sit right there in the middle of the sidewalk because I'm still overwhelmed, and I pick up the phone and hello.
Oh, there's no ringing. It's just the beep of someone having hung
Okay.
up
Boop, boop, boop,
And I
boop.
just
or a call
so
having been
seeing that, I
disconnected.
just turn the thing off. Still sitting there.
Wait, wasn't that guy on the phone when we were in the floors?
I don't know who it was. I had never heard of him, but Mustache seemed to know him.
Can I see the phone? your phone for a
So I'm
second?
gonna hand it to
please?
him.
I want to look through the recent calls and see if I
You'd
can
be able to do that if
see
it
any
wasn't the
numbers.
95.
Ah, yeah.
The screen is just a one of those green calculator screens that just has
I could
numbers.
141 it, right? And read out the last number that was dialed to me.
Yeah, I think that was a thing.
That
Yeah.
was a thing. Star 69
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
been around for a really long
I'm
time.
trying to think of the first phone I ever had
Yeah.
around that time, and I'm like,
to look up-
could we do that?
I know.
That was
Um,
too
yeah,
long
but-
ago.
I think you can do it on landlines.
Well, I've been watching X-Files recently, and it was like 95 to 2000. Like they were using their cell phones a lot.
It was back when TechSpeak was big. Yeah, I think you can do it at that time because you can do it on landlines. I think it was something that you could do before the invention of the mobile, so you'd think it is. Hopefully.
But yeah, we'll say it is. It rings a couple of times, and then there's like a robotic answer noise, and then a friendly voice says, "Sear Corporation apologizes. The number that you have dialed has been disconnected."
What was the corporation called?
Sear.
Okay. I put the phone down and hand it back to Macintosh.
You can roll occult.
Okay. If it wants to register my click. I've rolled it a few times now. Is it not coming through?
Not yet. I wonder if
Let's
it's
try
possible.
closing your character sheet.
Yeah. It just said connection lost. There we go.
Oh, something's come through. I'll take the first one. Success. Nice. As soon as the voice says Sear Corporation, it starts to kind of connect. Because you remember Macintosh saying that this guy's name was Bale? Or Mustache might have mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Both Bale and Sear are names of demons in the Ars Goetia and the Latin version of the Ars Goetia that you have.
Oh. I check that then, and see if I can. If we have it, then I'll have a little look through it and see if I can find their names.
I believe you've got the tome on your person, so you can certainly look through.
Cool.
So actually, Charlie, if you go to demonweb101.com
Okay.
and then just
I
look
didn't
up.
expect to do that. Let's have a look.
And now your search history has gone weird.
should-
Don't worry,
should
it's
have
already
a,
fine.
long list of demons appear.
Oh yeah. I know. I've got a. Yeah, I've got a triangle and an invocation. And the
Yeah,
70.
and scrolling down,
the 72 demons to command.
72 demons, yeah.
Wow. So this is we could actually summon him. Or we could try. I'm all out of ideas, and this one seems like something we could get some information. He helped us out. Bale helped us out of the floors. Surely if we were to summon him, he would... What am I talking about? Summoning a demon? Those floors do a number on you, don't they?
And I'm gonna just look up at him because I wasn't
Seems
kind of
reasonable to me.
wasn't really paying attention. Just like summon a demon. What?
I know it sounds strange, but all things considered, is it not, you know, kind of normal? This demon that we've seen is, if it is the demon I'm thinking of, Bale helped us out. He helped to get us to get out of here. I'm going to read the book to see if I can learn anything about him.
And no, summoning demons is not normal.
Miss Layton?
No, but with all of this, it's tamer than seeing my nan in old school pornography. So, hey, my last-ditch effort might be worth a go.
Whilst you read up on the demons, Mustache is screeching across town. 1-0 street or two away, and the fact that police sirens start ringing and you're being chased by an NYPD car, you're back to your senses, and you realise you're going extremely fast.
I'm gonna try to outrun him.
Do you want to put on your siren? Or?
No.
No worries. You can roll a
I
drive.
think he just like zooms.
Yeah, roll a drive. I'll say it would be opposed to, let's say, 60.
God.
Seems good for a police officer.
Wow.
Oh, they got a critical failure.
And I can't believe I got 69 out of 70. So close.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so you take a turn and screech off, and yeah, the police car gets kind of bogged down in traffic. You realise in the middle of Manhattan, it's not really a sustainable thing to
Right.
continue outrunning the police, but
I'll find a parking
for now you're right.
garage that I can get into.
yeah, that seems reasonable enough.
Someone's playing GTA.
You get into a parking garage.
Go to the top floor,
Oh.
which may or may not be exposed, and then try to calm down a little bit and call Marcus.
Okay. Phone
on
rings
mobile.
a hell of a lot, like to the extent that you're like maybe sobbing a bit or otherwise just really stressed out by the fact that he's not answering. And then just when you're about to give up, the phone answers. Go for Marcus.
Marcus, it's Mustache.
Right.
You know who Bane is. Have you heard of a man named Bane? Or Bale?
Bale?
Bale. It's Bale, yeah.
No. Well, actually, I'll roll. He's got a shield. I'll roll for him. Because there's a good chance. It's not got very good occult, though. No, can't say I have.
Well, he knows about everything. Our mission,
Everything?
where we were. We got a call from a landline in the McAllister building upstairs. And he told us to get out of there. It was beyond explanation.
Like a threat. Did he mention Project Catalyst?
No.
This isn't good. I already thought we needed to wrap this up. Our cover, it's not going to last beyond the day. FBI's shutting this down. Do we think we can put an end to this?
I don't think anything can.
What should we do?
I have
You
no
hear, like,
idea what to do. Like,
You hear a
start
pained
to-
sigh.
Yeah, I start like yelling at him basically. Like, how the fuck should I know what we're supposed to do?
I'm down, Agent
It's far
Mustache.
beyond anything that we dealt with before.
Hate to say it, but what's the situation? What are we dealing with?
I'll like attempt to explain to him the marionette ballroom and the Yellow King and what it could mean. That everybody we've spoken to about it and shown this symbol to either doesn't know or refuses to talk to us.
Right. You go through all this spiel, and he is just silent, and you probably speak for quite a long time, just ranting and raving like a crazy person on the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
And after you've like said it, the last mad thing, he takes a deep breath. You're right. I don't think this is the kind of thing that you can really end. But it all ties to that doorway, right? We lock it up. We can buy the building, maybe. And you said the tenants are going to get evicted, and it's already caught fire. Maybe we can pull some strings with the fire service to make it...
Needs to be demolished.
Yeah, with the fire as cover, maybe that's possible.
It also needs to make sure nothing is ever built up in that lot. It needs to be completely blocked off from being accessed in any way.
This is going to take a lot of cash, but it's needed. It's the worst possible time for this, but that's always the way.
I've lost contact with Marble and Macintosh also.
Lost contact, that's not good. Right. In terms of the wrap-up of this thing, this is going to become a bureaucratic situation with getting the building demolished. But loose ends, you're going to need to tie them up. Anyone that knows about this, you need to make sure they stay silent. Anyone that's up there needs to be kept up there.
Understood.
Mop it up, and then we'll draw this to a close. And he hangs up.
Yeah, I'll say I'll hang up too.
Yeah.
I'll try to call Macintosh.
Yeah, Macintosh, your phone rings. As Marble's next to you reading his Latin
So
book.
I answer it, hello, as I'm still sitting on the sidewalk.
Macintosh.
So
Macintosh, are you
good
alive?
to hear you.
Made it
Yeah,
out?
yeah. We're out, just sitting on the sidewalk in front of the building. Where are you?
I'm not sure. I'm on a rooftop somewhere. Parking garage.
Okay.
I don't know. But I talked to Marcus. He said to put a lock on the door from the outside to the night floors and make sure nobody else knows about it and get them out of there. They're going to handle it.
Okay, so just lock up that roof access and leave it at...
Don't let that detective go up there. If he's already up in there, he's gone. Lock him inside.
Did I just overhear that Mustache spoke to Marcus?
Yeah. They're saying lock this place up. Lock up that door, and then they're gonna come take care of it.
Okay. Has he asked him about Operation Luna?
Did you hear that, Mustache? Did you say anything about Luna?
Oh, he talked about an Operation Carnivore or Cannibal. I don't remember.
Oh, it's just
Cataclysm?
something that... Yeah, it's just
As
something
you say,
that was...
Cataclysm, you remember it was Catalyst.
Catalyst. Something that Leland said. I'll speak to him soon. I'll speak to Marcus. But primary focus has to be getting this building locked up. I guess.
Yeah. Guess we gotta find a hardware store or something to get some chain and locks or something.
Would I have seen anything like that in the basement when I went down there to check the paintings?
Chains and locks, probably not.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna. Forget
Roll a
hardware
luck
store.
test, though.
Okay. There we are.
You don't remember seeing it in Abigail's apartment either, which had like everything under the sun.
Oh,
You, Macintosh and Marble are also hearing police sirens. Getting closer.
I'll go
Marble,
get...
you recall that
what we
the
need.
detective made a call to the NYPD.
Oh, of course. I'll go and get what we need if you smooth things
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here
yeah.
as
I'll
best
go
you can.
find the detective. Make sure he doesn't go up there.
Good idea. I turn around and just start like lightly
I'ma
jogging
get
away from the scene.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna call Otto and get him to come down and take me to a hardware store. And get all the...
There's a hardware store in the area. You're like,
Oh great!
um,
I'll just nip round then.
so there's one of those places that sell
There's a
everything.
Home Depot.
Exactly, it's a Home Depot, yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna get up off the sidewalk and go back in the building and yell for the detective. Try to find him. Hey, where'd you go?
Yeah, you shout a couple of times as you're heading upstairs, and then like the third time you shout, you hear him from upstairs. Going, "What the hell is this place?" And you reach the foot of the roof access stairs, and you can see he's just inside the smoking lounge. Like he's got his gun out, but lowered down to his side, and he's looking around.
I'm not going through the door. I'm gonna get. You need to come out of there right now. The FBI's got this under control now. Please come out of there.
This is what you're investigating? And he turns very slowly to face you at the top of the stairs, and he's look completely shocked. And he does take he takes 2 steps out and down the steps, and he sort of shudders a little bit.
So he's come out of there.
You.
Okay.
He's
So
come
I'm
out
gonna
there, yeah.
pull the door shut, and this is something we cannot explain. The FBI is bringing in some specialists, some people that know more about this weird and crazy shit. So for now, we're going to keep everybody out of there.
As you approach the door, as you sort of saying this as you get climbing up the stairs towards the door, you can see that the dog Abraham approaches the door and like looks at you curiously as he tilts his head beyond the doorway.
Are you coming, Abraham? Or are you staying?
If you gesture to him, he rushes out of the smoking lounge and onto the stairway.
And then once he's out, I'm gonna shut the door.
You shut the door, and it just all appears normal now. It's a roof access door.
I'm up.
There's only 3 floors.
Yes, there is. Come on, detective. Let's get the hell out of this building. We're gonna leave this.
No, no. What? I'm not until you tell me what's
I wish I
going
could
on.
explain it. I don't even know what's going on.
What am I even going to write on the report?
When I figure out what I can write in my report, I'll let you know. Because we're both in the same boat of how do we explain this?
People need to hear about this. This is like Doctor Who.
Well, I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but surely nobody would believe this.
Well, I can show them. And he sort of moves
And
towards
I'm
the
gonna
door
get
to
in his
open it.
way, and don't do that, detective. That you don't want to see the things that are in there. Let's just leave this up to the experts.
It's like a...
Well, the
What do you
FBI
mean
apparently has
experts?
people that deal in whatever you want to call this, supernatural, paranormal. I don't know. But that's definitely not me, and I don't want anybody I know going back in there. Okay.
Roll a persuade. We can't just push this under the rug.
We're not going to push it up under the rug. It just needs better people to deal with this, that understand this stuff.
How can anyone understand this stuff? It's the devil's work.
As strange as it may sound, there are people that investigate these sorts of things. You saw how I was coming out of there. Those people can people at
like
the
who
FBI
exactly?
that investigate this stuff.
Well, you tell those people at the FBI that... So explain this to me. How is this even possible?
I'll definitely tell them to keep you in on the loop. But for now, please, let's leave this building.
He looks to the doorway and then back to you, kind of unsure. He goes, well, I've still called this in, so... NYPD's gonna be en route. And you realize you absolutely cannot have NYPD discovering the existence of these impossible flaws.
Well, detective,
Maybe one detective might be manageable, but
right.
it gets wider and wider if people
Detective,
start arriving.
if you need a phone, you can use mine. Just call them and tell them it was a false alarm. Something, we've got to keep this kind of under wraps as much as possible until it can be investigated. We don't need more people trying to come in here and just messing all this up.
How high is your... you've not got very good human, really, have you? Try rolling human with plus 20%.
Wow, where's that button? Oh, there it is. Plus 20.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's 11.
Oh my god, your human is so low.
That's computer nerds. Yeah, so you can't really... He's hard to read and not make some kind of dangerous in terms of how he's going to take this knowledge himself, and you're not too sure how best to play this. I don't need your phone, I've got my radio. And then he grabs his radio and he calls, this is Detective Girodanda. We've got a suspect has left the scene at the McAllister building on foot, and we've discovered some sort of... Well, are you boys close? And there's a pause, like... We're like approaching McAllister building now. I'll meet you outside.
Fuck. At this point, I'm just like starting to freak out. Don't know what I'm gonna do. How do I get him to not let those officers in here? Just get him to go away. So the best I can think of is I'm gonna call Marcus and say, "Oh shit, we got a problem."
Okay. Roll a luck test.
Where's that one?
Not sure where the button is. It's
For luck, did you say?
yeah, for luck.
Yeah, it's right at the top of your character sheet next to pop in and sheet and
Oh,
right at the top.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's actually at the on the scroll bar.
Took me a moment earlier
Yes.
to-
So Detective Giordanda starts making his way down the stairs, and you dial Marcus. you
no,
following him
I'm
at
gonna
the same time?
stay up on the landing, just outside the door.
Okay, you stay on the landing. Phone just rings the once, and then he
Marcus, we got a
answers.
problem.
Go for Marcus.
But Detective Giordanda's called in back up, and I cannot convince him to call it off. We're about to have NYPD swarming all over this place.
They absolutely cannot find that door. You need to sort this. You're either going to need to take him out, prevent anyone from getting in that door in the first place, or maybe destroy it, or your only hope will be to convince him. Take him out or convince him. You cannot reveal Delta Green, but drip feed him if you need to. Tell him that we're the real feds and we
Oh,
recruit him, is what I'm saying. But don't reveal any operational information.
okay. I'll see what I can do. So I hang up and I'm gonna go down the stairs. Detective, wait a moment. We
Agent,
need to talk before your backup gets here.
well, they'll be here momentarily, so be quick.
As you know, I work for the FBI, but that's not the only agency I work for. We do,
That's how you know about this kind of thing.
and we absolutely cannot have NYPD in this building revealing this to who knows how many people. We have to keep this stuff under wraps. So I really need you to have them not come. Call them off. Don't let them in this building. Send them after the cable guy. Something.
Okay. So quite importantly, I need to roll either bureaucracy, persuade, or actually law might work. Plus 20%.
Law, you said? Law? Yeah, we're gonna go with law.
Yeah, law is possible.
With 20%. Are you shitting me?
I'm not going to be part of any kind of government cover-up. You think I'm some kind of corrupt cop? And he seems kind of offended, and yeah, he turns to start heading towards the entrance where the NYPD are.
So,
Yeah, and it immediately occurs to you, you basically have two options at this stage. Actually kill him, or find some way of destroying the door.
Well, being short of anything to destroy the door, because I don't have the fancy axe, or all I got is a gun. I am.
I am at Home Depot, and you've got my number. So if you need an axe, I can.
You've
I can
just
get one
you've
sorted.
just bought the
Well,
chain
considering
and the
NYPD is probably a
whatever you
lot
wanted to get
closer
from
than
Home
you
Depot.
are, I'm unfortunately going
Yeah,
to
true.
You could potentially also
mhm.
call his boss, but then that becomes more complicated.
Well, I am sadly gonna, as he turns away from me, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. Yeah, he's not expecting it. He's point blank as well. We'll just check how high your firearms is. 440 is good enough. Where do you want to shoot him?
Right in his back, like right in the area of his heart, center mass.
Okay. Yeah. So you shoot him dead in cold blood. Please roll sanity.
Ooh.
Not good. Violence. Oh dear. Killing an innocent in cold blood, even for very good
A
reason.
D10.
10.
Insanity.
Yeah.
So roll a d10. And
Oh
you
my
roll
goodness.
a 10.
I'm actually gonna half it anyway. Oh, am I gonna half it?
Yeah.
This is the first time you've killed anyone. I'll reduce it a little bit because he's not a civilian. I'll give you 7.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna project some of that on my bonds again. I'm gonna
Okay.
do church parish
Which of
again.
your bonds would you like
Can
to
I do the
project on?
same one again? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do the church parish.
Yeah, you can do the same one again. Understandable. It's not very Christian of you. Roll a d4. Okay, so you're actually taking 4. Yeah, so reduce your willpower by 3, your bond by 3,
Okay. Willpower
and take
by
4 sonic
3.
damage.
The bond score by 3. And my sanity by what? 4. Okay. So I'm down to 38.
4.
Boy.
Yeah, the sound of the gunshot rings out, and you kind of stare in disbelief at your own hand as you've just shot this man in the back, panicking to the point of like, what can I possibly do at this moment? Across the street, Marble, you're returning from the Home Depot. You can see that an NYPD car is pulled up in the front of the McAllister building. 2 officers have just exited the car, and you hear a gunshot in the McAllister building.
I start screaming to try and draw attention to me.
Anything in particular? Or?
No, just loud, like "Ah!" sort of screams. Maybe the occasional like random, because at this point he's kind of releasing all the tension, so he's kind of just shouting names. He's like, Luna, Dr. Friend, Henry, Abby, Silo Technology. He's just absolutely screaming in the middle of the street.
I don't think it's going to do it because they literally heard a gunshot. Oh, well, no, I'll say they were still in the car pulling up, and I will say it was noisy enough on the street that maybe over you.
I don't know. I'm
I'll give
doing it to
them
make
a
a scene.
I'll give them a moment of confusion. They get out of the car. The siren was on as well, actually, so they're responding to a call. So they actually, maybe they have not heard it, and they see you across the street. Sir, are you in distress?
Don't go in that building.
Why is that, sir?
Ah! And I like run over to them and I'm like, help me, help me. And just, like falling all over them.
So in these seconds, let's jump back to Macintosh, hands shaking. Detective's body is in front of you. I will say you're on the second floor landing just underneath the
Okay, so
The
we're on the
staircase.
second floor.
I don't even know Macintosh has shot anyone. I just know they shouldn't go in there.
I'd assume I'd have heard the sirens of the car coming. Okay, so I'm gonna rush downstairs and out the door and see the officers and kind of point off down the road. Hurry, hurry! He went that way. He tried to shoot at us and ran off that way. The detective is chasing him. Yes.
Okay, you flashing your badge? Okay. So they immediately start. They ignore Marble at this point as you rush out, saying someone's been shot.
I'll slink away at this point then, leaving the chains and the lock in the area.
There was
What's the
somebody
situation, ma'am?
in the building and startled us and tried to start a fight, and he had a gun and tried to shoot at the detective. Then he jumped out the air shaft and down the fire escape, so the detective went chasing after him. They went in that direction.
Okay. Roll an intelligence ×5 as well.
Are you shitting me? No.
It's not good times. But they certainly take your report. And one of them starts running down the side of the building that you indicated.
Well, I was kind of
and the
like
other one
indicating
rushes
down
to
the
side
road,
of the
like
car.
they ran off down the road. Yeah.
You-
Yeah, to get them away from the building. I want them to go
Oh,
away.
down the road. Yeah. Okay. In which case, they jump in the car and get the siren on. Start heading in that direction. But yeah, you don't think this is going to buy you that long. And there's obviously going to be reports coming through.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get Marcus back on the phone. So I'll call him up and Marcus, we're gonna need a cleanup. Couldn't
Marcus,
talk him out of it. I know, and
damn
I've
it.
gotten the officers his backup temporarily gone.
You're going to need to delay them and either hide him or cover it up.
Well, I guess we got no choice. We'll throw his body in the door. I'm just waiting on Marble to get back. I'll have him help me quickly.
Just get the story straight. I can make this an FBI investigation, but as soon as there's an FBI investigation, it needs to have a story.
Okay, I'll stick with.
If this only points to you, then you're going to prison, right? And we will cut all ties.
I'll do what I
So
can.
make this work. God damn it. Right.
Do I see Macintosh on the phone? Where I am?
Yeah, she's right here, you know.
I'll
Very
walk up
much
to
to
him.
shit.
This whole
We have to
situation has
hurry.
gone to shit.
Come on. And I'm
Are you
dragging
on
him
the
up to
phone?
the second floor. I couldn't
What are we doing?
I
What's the
couldn't get the
plan?
detective to
I
call
grab the
off his
chains
backup,
and
and I had to take
lock.
extreme measures. We have to get rid of a body. My idea is we're going to throw him in the door and then chain it
You
up.
watch the... Oh, go on. Marble's face turns marble, basically. And he's like, all
Well,
right,
neither have I.
I've
But
never done this before. I know someone who has. I could call Otto. He's my
no,
henchman.
and
But
let's keep as few
we might
people
not have
involved
time.
in this as
Let's just
possible.
get it
I'm
done.
sorry to get you involved in this, but
Agreed.
I don't know how much, if you heard me talking to the
Is
officers,
what it is.
I tried to say there was somebody in the building and they tried shooting at us, and the detective went chasing after him.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good, but they're going to
Well,
link your gun to the murder. So maybe we wipe down your gun and put it in the room with the body and say that this guy managed
I
to
said
snatch
the
your pistol.
perp shot at me and the detective. They don't know the detective's been shot yet. So come on, let's get him in the door.
Ah, good.
Maybe I will throw my gun in there too and lock it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just throw that gun away because it's obviously been used to kill him. So at least if it's not in your hands, you have plausible deniability. That's something I've learned from my years with the mafia. Don't ask questions. And I pick up
So I'm
his
gonna
feet
scoop
and
him up
start
under the armpits
trying
and
to pull him
come
round.
on.
Yeah. So yeah, you pick him up, bleeding from the bullet wound. So there's certainly going to be a trail if you just move him like
Seeing
this,
that, I'm like, shit.
bleeding up
Let's
to the roof.
grab one of the shower curtains or something out of one of these apartments.
Okay. I run into one of the apartments. I grab a shower curtain as requested and try and see if there are any marigolds or any like rubber gloves that I could grab as well.
I'm gonna run
roll
in
a luck
another one
test for
and
the rubber
grab
gloves.
some towels or something.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you want?
I'll have a box of rubber gloves, some cleaning products, please, as well. I think that's pretty much all I can think of right now.
Yeah, so you dash into Lewis Post's apartment. You pull the shower curtain off of his, or like that goes around his bath. It's just in the entryway.
Yeah.
It's like partially covered in mold, but that's not really a problem for your purposes. It's just a bit grim. And you find like an untouched box of cleaning supplies, or more or less untouched box of cleaning supplies under his kitchen sink,
Great.
including rubber gloves.
I put rubber gloves on immediately. Well, I wash my hands and then I just put the gloves on, and run back through. Throw back into
great
a
idea,
pack
great
of gloves,
idea.
a
Now,
pair of gloves.
I see you got
Put those
cleaning.
on.
And during this time, Mustache, after the parking lot call with Marcus, are you going anywhere? You there, Mustache?
I think I would be heading... I don't know. I've been trying to think about it, and I'd probably go back to the McAllister.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you park outside the McAllister.
I would keep some distance, like maybe a block away. I imagine I would have gotten there Well, you can tell me the timing, I guess, in relation to the police being there.
I think most convenient for you knowing that they've gone into the building is just after the police drive off. You arrive past them, going the other way, and you see Macintosh and Marble go into the building.
Yeah, I'll park and run over and follow them in.
Okay. So after Marble's got the cleaning supplies and reached the body again, Mustache enters the building.
And I'm gonna
finds
look
you
up at him.
guys.
Don't ask any questions. We just need help.
Whoa.
He just immediately comes over and helps you to lift him up.
Just
I'll throw
to
you
fill
some
you
gloves
in,
first.
there was somebody in the
Yeah.
building tried to shoot at me and him. That guy ran away. Detective chased after him. Now what we're trying to do is to get the body in the night door and chain it up.
You look like you've been pulled through a bush backwards, Mustache. I'm glad to see you back with us.
Hopefully it's the last time we're ever in this place.
Agreed. The last time
Drag
anyone's
him
in
in
this
there.
place.
So
I'll
I'm
get the door then.
finishing wiping up the last of the blood and everything, and I'm throwing the
Okay.
not
the
very
towels
strong
and
anyway.
whatever we used on top of his body and wrapping it in the plastic.
Yeah, you wrap up the body in the plastic. It's got some blood where he fell already, but now that you've got him wrapped in plastic, you're avoiding the trail if you move him.
This lounge, the smoking lounge, has it got like some very strong liquor in it? And possibly a lighter in a rag?
Yeah. Certainly the liquor.
I'm just thinking if we actually
Now you want
say
a
it.
fire.
Yeah, a fire on the inside. That's my thought anyway. I run
see-
past the fire door.
Is there enough chain to like lock the inside
thought
of
the
the
door was
McAllister
burned
first? I
away.
don't want the police coming back in on us while we're doing anything. Oh.
Yeah, the door is just yeah, it's going to be difficult to chain because it is a hunk of ash.
Maybe one of us could be running interference down there. Buying some time.
Well, this is my mess. I've got to clean it up.
I can go. I can be rather persuasive. I'm more than happy to go down and ask them to give more time. Mustache, have you got your FBI ID? I'm just going to need that for a second.
Here, take this, and I'll toss you my lighter. Be like, it should be Macintosh or myself out there.
Agreed.
You can't be flashing around my badge. So I'll
Well, this whole situation's fucked anyway, so in for a penny. But, agreed.
And I'm still wiping up the
So I'll just
blood
go
and cleaning
outside.
up as much and just continuing to throw rags on top of the body on the plastic to get the mess cleaned up.
In that case, I'll nip back into the lounge and grab some very strong booze.
Yeah, there's plenty to choose from in the lounge.
Vodka burns best, so I'll probably just grab a bottle of vodka.
Also, during this all this business with the body, Abraham the dog is wandering around, looking kind of worried about what's going on, but like following whoever's moving about. He's probably
Well, I
attached to
didn't shoot
Marble because Marble's the one that hasn't shot him.
I did.
You shot him the other day.
I'll keep him next to me. I'll be honest, I'm not I'm not leaving him in there while I throw a Molotov. So
Okay.
I've just got a new dog.
So I'd imagine by now
That's
I've
nice.
finished cleaning up everything and got it all wrapped up in the plastic. And Marvel, where you at? We got to get moving.
Ingredients are made. I will be down in a moment. And I just pop the Molotov next to the door on the outside, and then run downstairs and grab the body, help move it up.
Okay. Yeah, you drag up the body up to the top floor into the cozy smoking lounge.
I pick up my makeshift Molotov, and I turn to Macintosh. You might not want to be here for this part, officer.
Okay.
I
And
smile.
I'm going to pull my sidearm and disassemble it into the different pieces and start throwing them into the room.
Good idea. Anything else? I think this is everything. Oh, I do have the tomahawk. I
Yeah,
guess I
so when
throw
you say
that in as
different
well.
pieces, are you throwing in the tomahawk?
Well, no, when I said
Macintosh's
different
gun?
pieces, I meant my
Anything else you're
pistol. I'm
disposing of in the fire?
disassembling it into the different components. Yeah, well, I'm
Oh, right,
taking
so you're
it
keeping
apart
it,
into
but you're
different pieces. I'm gonna
taking
throw
its
everything,
components.
throw the different pieces into
I
different
think
parts of the room. I'm gonna keep the serialized part, so they can't tie the serial back to
Yeah.
me.
Okay. No worries.
Very good. Yeah. Cool. That is all I want to throw in is that tomahawk. Oh, actually, I do have a bit of that jelly, so I'll throw that jelly in as well.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
I
everything
will.
gets thrown into the room.
Cool. I'm keeping the dog by my side, by the way.
Mhm.
I have a hand on his collar, and I'll ask Macintosh to light my Molotov for me. I assume that she will, so I'll just throw it in.
I do.
Yeah, Macintosh, do you like the Molotov? Okay. So you
I
I
help
throw...
think
move a
we're
body.
even.
You
Yeah.
help me burn down a room. It feels tit for tat.
You throw the Molotov into the middle of the smoking room. It's the bottle smashes, and immediately the carpet sets ablaze, and it spreads all around quite fast. And then heads over to the bar, and it's coming out the bar, and it's covered in bottles of alcohol, so it should go up nicely. And you see the plastic of the shower curtain begin to melt, and the body is ablaze. And both of you sort of stare at this scene for a moment or two, and the firelight sort of reflects in your eyes, and it's beyond everything, it's pretty satisfying to watch this place burn.
Yeah.
So actually I will give you... You can each restore 4 sanity points.
Oh, I didn't mean to
Hey.
do that.
To watch the fires burn.
I was about to say, come on,
At what
let's get
point
out of here and
do you
lock
leave the
this
door
thing
open?
up.
No,
Do
we
you-
close it and lock it up. Agreed. Yeah, and I would like to think, well, no. Do you reckon there's a bit of chain that I could use as a makeshift collar for my new dog?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. I wrap a bit of chain
Yeah, he
into
lets
his
you
collar.
collar. And it's very
yeah.
trustingly.
Gladly.
Let's get going then, shall we?
Okay. By this point downstairs, Mustache, you're seeing the lights of the NYPD car returning towards the scene.
As they walk up, I put a cigarette in my mouth and then go for my lighter and realize that I don't have it on me.
It's the
So I'll
worst
just
feeling ever.
stick it behind my ear as they walk up and pull my badge out. Thank you for your quick response, officers.
Agent, we just spoke to your colleague. She didn't really give us much of a description of the suspect, but we couldn't see anyone fleeing the scene.
Apparently he was hooded or had a large coat or something. She didn't make him out very well. You didn't find anything? Did you go into these alleys around here?
We tried the first three to look down, but no sign of him. Or them. We need a proper report on this, so we can put out an APB.
We'll meet you down at the station right now, and we'll get a description for you together for you, and you can get that rolling.
Roll bureaucracy.
Which scenes are you at?
We're at the 1234.
Do you want me to roll?
Bureaucracy.
Oh, damn.
Your failure.
We're going to at least need a description of the suspect. This isn't exactly a stop and wait for paperwork situation. Your colleague said there was a shot fired?
Yes, but I haven't recovered any rounds anywhere yet.
We've been calling Detective Giordando, who's first responder, and he's not been responding. We might have an officer down.
Yeah. Well, let's get more men out here searching the surrounding areas and neighborhoods for the detective then.
Yes, sir, we can do that.
6 foot.
And
We don't have much of a description of the attacker. Nothing real to go off of.
so you give a vague description of
Yeah, like the most general description.
most general.
Of any normal human male.
And then they radio that in of like wanting more backup, and that there's an officer who's not responding to comms who was first responder, and they get a search out. And then meanwhile in the building, are you two leaving at this point, or are you doing anything else?
I would go
To
one
conceal
more
your previous
time
crimes.
just to make sure everything's been cleaned up. There's no blood left, no shell casings, that it's all gone.
Okay. Yeah, you're only able to do a sort of a cursory clean of where the shooting happened. So if a forensics team come in here, there's no way they could avoid finding the site of the shooting. But it's only if they know what to look for. So you do as good a job as you can in the couple of minutes that you have.
Are there any other exits to this building?
Only the windows.
And I can't get a dog through the windows.
Yeah, you could. Go on through the ground floor at least.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and get out of the back of this building because I'm not even any form of law enforcement, and I'm not going to help this situation at all. If anything, I'm going to make it more confusing. So me and my dog, which would again make it more confusing, are going to get out the back.
I'm going to go out the front.
As best we can.
Okay, you go out the front
So-
and see Mustaches talking to the NYPD officers. Agent, we couldn't find the suspect. We've expanded the search radius and we've put out an APB. Your colleague gave us the description.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Detective Giordando isn't
I was hoping
responding
he
on
would have caught
comms.
the guy. Yeah, sorry I don't have a better description of the guy, but, after the fire, it's pretty dark in this building, and he had a hood or a mask or something on that just prevented me from seeing his face well.
All right. Okay. Let's take a beat here, right?
My colleague here
give
and
us
I,
the
we
report.
come back
What
to
happened?
and see if we could maybe find out what started the fire and see if we could gather more information for the missing person investigation we're working on. And the detective was here. And we must have surprised someone else that was in the building. I guess he could have been trying to loot things. Not really sure. But when the detective started to question him, he took a shot at us and then jumped out the window down the air shaft. So, being the good detective he is, he chased after him and told me to wait here for you guys.
Right, that must have been the B&E that Giordano reported in. He said someone had busted into the rear
I
window.
guess that's
and
possible. We
That must be
hadn't
your suspect.
noticed a broken window.
All right, well, we'll
Okay.
get the search well underway.
Would I be able
Yeah,
to
so
walk
still-
around the front with my dog?
Yeah, you
Looking
can
like
if you
a
want.
passerby, so to speak.
Yeah, you wander to the front, walking your
It's a
dog.
big
You're walking your
dog.
dog with a chain, but it's not too unusual.
I'm an artsy man.
Hmm.
And it's a big dog, yeah.
It is a
exactly.
big dog, yeah. It is a big dog.
What is the dog's name?
Abraham.
Oh, beautiful. I've just thought, I don't know why I want to go around the front, just to kind of survey the scene.
Well, you see that Mustache and Macintosh are talking to these officers. They seem to be wrapping up a conversation. One's gone into the beat car to get on the radio. Another one's like been writing some stuff in his notepad. And yeah, you probably make eye contact with Mustache and Macintosh, who know all the enormity of what's gone on tonight, and even the fact that this has ended with a murder, the fact that you're out of the impossible landscapes of the night floors is some small comfort. And I think we'll pan away with this, because at this stage it's going to become nitty gritty of like procedural, whether or not you get away with it. So I think rather than go through moment by moment, because it just gets more and more complicated, talk me through as a group over the course of the evening and the next couple of days, what your plan is in terms of how this should play out with the law. What's your cover story for anything that might be found? How do you avoid NYPD getting into the building and searching the place,
Well, Marcus was going to have
etc.?
the agency come in and take control of the building. I would imagine that would override NYPD's ability to get in there.
So before the building's taken control of, Ichimarka certainly sets up. If you give him the go-ahead, so you have another phone call with him, and he's basically asking you what the cover story is that the FBI
So I'm gonna
needs
continue
to come to the.
with the same story. We
Yeah,
were
what are they supposed to find?
going back to see if we could find who started the fire, and we were going to continue searching Abigail's apartment for any further clues to see if there's anything we could find that wasn't damaged by the fire. And then that's when the detective showed up, and someone came out of one of the other apartments, fired a shot at him and me, but missed. And then he went chasing after the person.
Yeah, okay, that seems good. Mustache and Mobile, is there anything to add to that?
I'm not. I'm going to say I wasn't there. I think that would be the part of the cover story anyway, but in total I think that works. Mustache?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I can't think of really.
No worries.
It's pretty
So there's a
robust story, to
general
be fair.
there's a general wrap-up mechanic for when you commit major crimes during the course of an operation. The first thing is a luck roll, and it's penalised if it's a weak case or bonused if it's a strong case. I think you've saved it from being a weak case because you've destroyed the body in somewhere that's impossible to get to. Yeah, so
Here goes
just a
nothing.
luck test from Macintosh, please.
Ooh.
Good luck. Yay.
Okay. So it's not something that it's not that the NYPD don't take it seriously. They certainly do, because suddenly there's an officer missing. There's a report of a shot fired, but because you didn't give too many details about who the suspect was, they're basically looking for someone that they're never going to find, and they run after that that lead that goes blank, and they don't necessarily know to look for. Well, they don't find evidence of the murder itself. Just quickly reading the rest of this section.
The one
It
time
does
that
say
we needed
you
a
can
good
also
roll, and you got
roll
it.
law to improve your chances, but you've already succeeded anyway. That's fine. But if the luck roll succeeds, your agent is acquitted of the case, or the case is dropped, but the stress of it can be terrible. You must make a charisma test for each bond.
It's under.
Yeah, so roll 3 charisma
Yeah.
tests.
1, 2.
Okay.
Ugh.
And 2.
And here comes 3.
Okay. So I'll let you choose which of the bonds the failure applies to, but basically over the next couple of days or weeks or months, there's definitely something off about the fact that you've committed a cold-blooded murder, and although they're not sure why you're acting so
I'm gonna
distressed,
continue
they
pushing
certainly
that onto the church parish.
are noticing it.
My poor church
Oh,
friends.
this poor parish.
Well, Parish.
Being all cool.
It's up to you. I would say in this case it probably makes more sense for it to be your close family, because they're the ones that know you best. But you can still choose your parish if you want. It's not that they find out that you're a murderer, it's just that you can't hide the emotional distress of it.
She might just be trauma dumping onto
Yeah,
the parish.
yeah,
then,
I'm
you
a-
know.
That's
I'm
also true. Yeah, if you
stick with the
still-
church
w-
parish
regardless
because
of which one
I
you want
would
to
think
pick,
it would bother
roll
me
1d4.
more when we go to church. Like, oh, I just killed somebody in cold blood. Oh my gosh. Yes.
You can't show your faith. I
Yeah.
forget, are you Catholic? So
No.
there's the whole confessional angle. It's
Yeah.
not an easy thing to do. Yeah, roll d4,
3 points.
and that's how much you lose from that bond.
We're down to 3. No.
Oh,
I'm giving up on
you
it.
don't really like
Okay.
it that much anymore.
So, immediate aftermath of this event, NYPD start the manhunt for someone that they can't find, and obviously that trail goes cold. They want to start properly investigating, but it's at this point that the FBI become involved, and there's a whole bureaucracy back and forth, seemingly deliberately, between the NYPD and the FBI as to whose jurisdiction it is, which takes a great deal of time. And also the fire service become involved as well, in terms of the building being unsafe, and yeah, it becomes a whole lot of paperwork slog, where it just completely stalls any investigation that goes on in the building. Moving into like a week after the event. Building, none of the tenants that are surviving are able to return to the building, and they are officially evicted by ArtLife. I think Michelle Van Fitz is going to have to be released. Oh, maybe. I mean, that's probably worth another roll. Do any of you want to pin anything on Michelle Van Fitz, who was detained?
Oh, that was the angry lady.
Because they can only keep her for 24 hours.
Is she the?
That was the angry lady, one of the tenants. So in terms of what's happened to the tenants, as far as you're aware, Roger Caroon was still in the night floors. Lewis Post died in the fire. Michelle Van Fitz is held for 24 hours for the NYPD custody. But she was like full on like screeching about you having set the fire yourselves. And Thomas Manuel was taken back to his parents.
I mean, we could put a empty can of gasoline and a few like matchlight things in the building to pin the burning on her. Make it sound like she's crazy and she's trying to pin it on us. Do the reverse boogaloo. Or we could just let her go and just have her be ramblings of a crazy lady.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Well, I've already
I don't know.
committed one
I'm,
bad crime. I'm not going to go with
I'm
another and
50-50 on
framing
that.
her for...
Mustache, you were the one that had a particular disinterest for her.
I do kind of like the idea. Marble, yeah.
Might make us look a little bit more hands clean. It's a bit more paperwork, but gets her off our radar.
I think if we thought it could have been done like that day, like during that whole initial happening, then maybe I would have probably tried to do it. We'd have to get stuff, like buy stuff to.
At this place, we're going big picture, so I'll
Seems
say
like the whole
you will
cover-up
have
is
potentially have the
pretty-
time.
Okay.
If you take the risk, if you succeed, then Michelle Van Fitz is handily pinned for the arson, and there's not a question as to whether the FBI agent's involved in the case. People might not whisper that there was something where you were involved.
Okay.
But if you
let's
fail,
do
it's
it
another
then.
potential prosecution.
Mustache would try to pin it on her.
So roll either criminology or maybe law. Yeah.
Can I just say, if this doesn't work out, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to distinguish the difference between criminology and law in the game.
Well, criminology is more the sort of practical side of committing crimes. It's trying to, covering up a body and stuff is criminology, whereas law, it's more the back and forth, like paperwork of it all.
Right, so I was thinking, I feel like law, I don't know.
If you do it rolling law, it's more of the kind of like, we've got probable cause about this evidence, we found this because of this links to this. Criminology, it's up to the people to find it, I guess.
I feel like criminology makes more sense because we're specifically framing her, knowing what exactly has to look certain ways to do
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So it's not going well, which means another crime might go onto you. So roll a flat luck test.
Where is luck?
Actually, sorry. Before you roll it, you've been messy with this. You can now attempt to roll a law. If you succeed on this, you'll get a plus 20%.
Oh, man.
Luck.
Oh, that's right. Makes more sense to do it that. Huge failure.
Huge failure. So yeah, you can't talk your way out of it legally, but it depends on who looks
That's
into it.
up
So also
there
make
by
it just a flat luck test.
How do I roll luck? Why don't I?
It's at the very top of the sheet on the bar next to pop out.
You know where the
Under what? I don't see it.
On the
Anywhere.
actual top bar where it says Agent Mustache Justice of Guthrie, pop out, and it's the third one along.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing there for me. I don't.
As your sheet
I posted it in the
maximised, maybe?
possible
Might be worth it.
landscapes thing, and I circled it.
I think.
If you want me to roll it for you, I can, mate.
You can see it in my sheet.
No, I'll just click it on mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's up
Or
to
you can just roll. You can just roll a D100 if you want.
All right, yeah.
Roll luck.
A weird placement for it.
That's it. Yeah.
3.
Wow. I did not understand. I just did not
It is
see
a strange.
that, yeah.
Okay, so I'll say you hired the stuff that might frame Michelle Van Fitz for the arson. It doesn't stick in terms of charges, so she's kept longer than the 24 hours. As this is investigated, it doesn't stick, and she's released, but doesn't blow back on you. But during this time, she's received the official eviction notice from Artlife, along with Thomas Manuel, and Roger Caroon is missing at this point, and in the weeks ahead, he is officially reported missing. But you know that they'll never find him.
Well, that turned out better than it could have, and it was worth a try.
But actually, you have the same thing with the crimes. I'll say it's less to a lesser extent, so it won't be D4 for this particular crime. But yeah, roll a charisma test for each of your bonds, Mustache.
Bonds?
So roll as many charisma tests as you've got bonds. I think it's 3 in your case.
Wow.
All success.
It makes sense because this particular crime is the least of your problems in terms of hiding stuff from your bonds.
Yeah.
And considering you haven't projected anything, you're just internalizing everything and being like the perfect
Well, we have to roll.
brother-in-law.
How do we roll disorder again? To do a disorder still. One of my motivations.
Yeah. So anyone that reached breaking point
Oh, I guess
will
I didn't
cross
do
off a
that.
motivation.
I did
and
reach a
that
breaking point.
is replaced by a disorder.
All right. So what do I do? I check one of
You may as well
those.
do that now since we've got a
At
little
end
bit
of
of time.
session. How do we roll disorder?
Yeah,
Let me
there's
see how it
violence
appears. I
and
think there's
helplessness check boxes.
a checkbox.
There is.
Psychological.
There's a little button.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Or-
so if you hit a breaking point, uncheck that helplessness check. And then underneath on your motivations and disorders, click one of the edit ones of whichever motivation you lose,
Excuse me.
and then click on the checkbox that says is disorder. That's okay. And then that's where you're entering the disorder you've gained. Now you can
Uncovering what's
pick
fact
one
and
that
fiction.
you think would be
Weird as hell.
appropriate. Disorders that are gained during the night floors, it recommends either paranoia, sleep disorder, dissociative identity disorder, enclosure-related phobia, obsession or obsessive compulsive disorder, or depersonalization disorder.
Well, I got uncovering what's fact and what is fiction on my list. Oh.
Yeah, so that'll be your motivation. So you choose whichever
Oh, and I
motivation
gotta
you
give it
think
a disorder.
it no
I
longer
got you.
really drives you because you're growing insane. And
Okay.
instead of
What
it being
was
motivation, it becomes
obsessive
a disorder.
compulsive?
That's one of them, yeah.
I think I'm gonna do paranoia,
Okay.
replacing
So-
find out what happened to my brother.
Oh, yikes. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you
that makes
kind of know
sense.
Yeah.
to a
I'm
certain
gonna
degree.
say-
Well, I mean,
You think
you
you know.
know, but you don't know. Paranoia is a state of extreme suspicion, fear of invisible enemies. Losing 2 or more sanity roll triggers a panic episode.
And then I check that. Then
unless
I
you
click
find
the
a way to stifle your
reset
paranoia,
breaking
you
point
can't
button,
trust
right?
or rely on anyone. Yeah. I mean, you should have done that at the point that you hit the breaking point, just in case you. I
Yeah.
can't
When
remember if
I
you lost any sanity after the light flows.
when I shot him.
Oh, when you shot Girodanda. Yeah. So so actually type in restore 4 points, and then actually no, it'll level
Yeah.
up because you were already restored 4
Yeah,
for
it dropped me to
burning
30.
the smoking
Yeah.
lounge. So it'll be the same. So yeah, just click on reset.
Yeah, I'm become obsessed with. I don't know if this is real
And
or
you want to do
not.
obsessive compulsive?
Yeah.
And that says the only thing you control in prison is obsessive compulsive disorder means you suffer a constant need to arrange everything perfectly. Losing 2 or more sanity triggers an acute episode. That means you get -20 penalty to every skill test or stat test and sanity roll until you bring things into order. And am I right in thinking Marble didn't reach breaking point?
I did not know.
Very lucky, yeah.
I was, I think, 4 off at one
Nice.
point.
I was expecting that to hit you, so you might. There's a chance that you might adapt to either, probably not violence, but maybe helplessness. But I'll need to check back through
I
what
do have
you
a
failed on.
tick in each. Right. I do have a tick in each one.
That's okay. I'll work that out between games.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be the night floors. What happens at this point is there is a time skip to the next chapter, and I'm thinking there's kind of 2 options for you guys. Would you either like to skip right to the next chapter, where we'll continue off in a certain amount of years' time, and there'll be some downtime actions, or would you prefer to play a couple of in-between operations? I'm thinking 3 just 1 session things. If we do that, what I'd like is for one of you to be the main character for each of those 3 operations, and the other 2 to play either a backup character that you can make or an NPC that I can give you.
Oh.
I'm.
Okay,
We still
let me-
recording also? You wanna...
We can probably talk this off record, so thank you for watching, anyone that's with us. We're going to say goodbye and see you next time.